check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, performing God Bless America, please welcome Shenango Bridge Elementary School. For the performance of tonight's national anthem, we welcome SRU Huron. Tonight is Mascot mania. For tonight's ceremonial pump drop, please welcome Bingo the Black Bear and his friends.
Kirkby. One shot, one goal for the Black Bears. And Binghamton's up 1-0 early.
Yeah, Brooks, you could tell the Black Bears were feeling it on their first shift. They had a great cycle going on there. Started with Gavin Yates collecting his own rebound, gave it to Church, who extends his point streak now to 49 games, if I'm correct.
Yes, sir.
And Tyler George gets the rebound, gets the pass Kirkby gets the pass from Tyler George, puts it in the back of the net. 1-0 Black Bears. Newberg, Ivashkin, and Parker out there. Looks like line 2, Brooks.
Josh Newberg centering his old teammate, Nikita Ivashkin, with 2-on-1 the other way. Centering pass out in front. Jay misses it. Port Huron tries to just throw it off a Black Bears defender out in front. Touched up play still on sides, and Port Huron now with their first offensive chance of the game. Dalton Jay was named the FPHL Player of the Month for the month of December. We have another Player of the Month as well. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on in the broadcast when we get the chance. Slap shot put on. McVeigh makes the save. He swallows up. And now we get to talk about the Thompson and Johnson goaltending matchup tonight. And it's Riley McVeigh for the Binghamton Black Bears. 7-2-2 record on the season. 258 goals against average and a 921 save percentage. That's good enough to be second in the league for Riley McVeigh. And that's why he was named the FPHL goaltender of the month. Went 3-1 in the final calendar month of 2022 as a wrist shot is deflected.
And
on
one
the way
shutout,
through.
Brooks.
2 shutouts.
2 shutouts in the month of December.
Yep. First game in December was a shutout. Got the first shutout in Black Bears franchise history. And he got the second one on the road in Watertown last week in a 6-0 victory over the Wolves. On the other side, it's Wyatt Hofflin. 7-5-1, 4.57 goals against average, and save percentage at .864. Wrist shots put on. He deflected back out to the point. Wrist shot wide of the target. Port Huron throwing a couple of pucks towards the net so far, as now they have 2 shots on goal. Johnson fumbled with it a little bit at the line, and Gino D'Angelo slotted in the third line tonight with Mac Lewis, and Austin Thompson will just dump it deep enough to get a change. And the top line comes back out on the ice. Piece of driftwood.
2 actually, Brooks. 1 at, each in their own offensive zone.
Schultz now carries over the red line, throws it into cross corner. Jurich cannot be the first man to it, but it's going to be knocked out of the air legally by Gavin Yates as it's touched up by Port Huron. They will say to play on.
We got a 2-on-1, Brooks.
And out in front, rebound swallowed up by Hofflin, but it pokes loose. Schultz goes the other way. Slap shot put on, looking for a tip from Jurich. I believe that might have been a slap pass, and Jurich thought it was going to be a shot on goal the way that Schultz was lining up for it. Pawed down legally by Jake Schultz, but Port Huron will throw it out to neutral ice on the second attempt. Black Bears trying to re-enter the zone. Colin Fitzgerald gets into the slot, centering for Kirkby again off the crossbar. Gets popped up high into the air. They say play on. Jurich is all alone out in front. Glove save Hofflin, and it's going to be thrown out into the Black Bears end, where Schultz will have to collect it. 2 high-danger chances right there for the Black Bears.
Yeah, Brooks, I think everybody but Tyler Jurich thought that puck went out of play. Jurich was the only one to jump on it. The officials never blew the whistle, and you got to play until they do that.
It's going to be collected by newcomer Christian Whitecomb, playing his first game with the Port Huron Prowlers this season, signed today, and is slotted into the lineup. Dalton Jay tried to go for a cross-ice pass, and it just hit Ivashkin unintentionally on the way through. Nikita had no idea where it was. Teams will jockey for it in front of the penalty box, but Matt Graham will go the other way with it. Jay with a wrist shot right into the chest of McVeigh, who will squeeze the glove against his chest and melt it down.
Yeah, that was a smart play by McVeigh there, allowing his team to get a full change, get some fresh legs on the ice. Don't give up any stupid second chance rebounds.
The winner will be selected during the second period. Good luck.
Now Newberg will come into the defensive zone, and we heard in the coach's interview, the Tully's coach's corner rather, that is, that Newberg was able to, draw the eye of interim head coach Brant Sherwood. And now he's like, it's just little things like winning faceoffs. One of the team goals today was win 60% of the faceoffs, and Newberg, one of the better guys on the Black Bears team for it. And then go the other way. Puck escapes the Black Bears zone. No, excuse me. Schumacher keeps it in temporarily.
Continued in Rooks. The puck is deep, bounces over a Black Bear stick. Jay has it deep in the zone, throws it at the net. Looks like it gets eaten up by a skate as Parker takes it over center ice.
Parker throws a wrist shot right into the trapping mitt of the goaltender. 15:42 left to go, and Black Bears now 4 shots on goal. And Black Bears were able to get the burger goal last time, Alex. They scored a touchdown and converted the extra point, getting 7 goals. You know, courtesy of our friends over at Burger King, everybody in attendance last Saturday was able to go home with a free cheeseburger. Now the Prowlers get it out to the zone, and we throw it out to neutral's ice, rather. Sorry, apologies, trying to correct some technical difficulties on YouTube and broadcast at the same time.
Been having a lot of trouble with the internet tonight, Brooks, at the arena.
And Thompson fans on a wrist shot just outside the slot. Federley will cross the line on sides, 4-on-2. Skate to stick, though, and no shot will come away with a good back check by Cam Yarwood, who was pinched in offensively. Black Bears fumble with it behind their own net and will create an offensive chance for Port Huron. Dan Chartwin has it taken away, and now D'Angelo skates out to neutral ice with it. And D'Angelo drops it back for Thompson. Thompson left it back at home once again. That's the second time this shift for Austin Thompson. He's going to get off on a line change. Not too happy with himself right there as line number 1 comes back out. Fitzgerald back to Jurich, and Jurich dancing through center ice with a good display of stick handling. And a wrist shot's going to be blocked on the way through by Henning into the net. 14:38 left to go here in this one. We'll be back after these messages as Black Bears are up 1-0 over the Prowlers. Fox 1430 in Binghamton. Welcome back to the action. 14:38 left to go here as Tyson Kirkby has started the scoring here tonight for the Black Bears. Just 27 seconds in. An even strength goal has Binghamton in the lead 1-0. And that same line is out on the ice right now. It's Kirkby, the goal scorer, Yates the center, and Jurich on the opposite wing. And Schultz and Fitzgerald out, as you know, we are now doing 90-second media timeouts in the arena. Looks like some of the officials might not have gotten the memo as they were ready to drop the puck. The red light was still on. Yates tries to dance through a hodgepodge of Prowler defensemen, but it's going to get deflected into the netting or reset and do it again from the same spot.
Yeah, Brooks, it is one of those things. You get a lot of those quick changes, and sort of the shift in official play, it sometimes can be tough for the officials if the word doesn't get all the way around.
Fitzgerald has his pass blocked at the blue line, gets it down low, though, to Yates, who will start a cycle for Tyler Jurich. Has one hand on the stick, uses that big body frame to muscle off a weak hit. Gets it right back down low. Dancing around with it, Yates, low angle, side of the net. Red light came on, but puck very clearly stayed out.
I think our goal judge just got a little fooled there, Brooks.
And good play by Schultz to FIFA. That one still inside the offensive zone. Jurich will drop it back for Fitzgerald. Lost a handle on it temporarily. Fitzgerald loses control, but it's going to be knocked out of the zone. This will come all the way down. Does it have the distance? It does. Icing coming up against the Prowlers. The first icing violation of the night.
Yeah, Brooks, it is. It was an unfortunate icing for Port Huron. They were really kept in the zone there, forced to kind of be against the wall here, tired with fresh legs coming out for Binghamton. Binghamton's been doing a great job of cycling against Port Huron. They must see something in their defensive setup that they really can exploit.
Face-off one back by Newberg, and Ivashkin had it roll off his stick at the last second. Parker center up in front for Newberg, who almost batted that one out of midair, lacrosse style. Leaves it back for Ivashkin. Ivashkin's shot is saved by Hofflin. Ivashkin working down low behind the net. A couple of Black Bears out in front, but Newberg cashes in the slot, cleaning out the garbage out in front. Josh Newberg gets his 3rd goal of the year, and the Black Bears now lead by 2.
Yeah, Brooks, that's something I've noticed tonight. Great job by Ivashkin keeping that puck alive. He saw the hit coming, turned off it, and gets the puck out in front for Newberg and puts it in the back of the net. One thing I've noticed about the Black Bears, though, they're doing a lot of behind the net plays tonight with offense. Get a guy in front of the net, set the screen, wrap around and put a shot out in front in front of the keeper right in the slot. Great goal by Josh Newberg.
Face-off one back by the Black Bears, and 13:20 left to go. And Josh Newberg gets his 3rd goal of the season, and it was a great effort by Parker and Ivashkin just to get the puck in. Whether they meant to center it to Newberg out in front or not, it worked out, and Newberg threw some screens, put it right past Hofflin. Black Bears looking for more. D'Angelo, poke check, puck is available, and Mac Lewis fanned on it. That could have been the 3rd goal of the first 10 minutes of the game, but now here come the Prowlers the other way. 3-on-2 is interrupted by Fitzgerald, and the Black Bears will escape harm. Binghamton is firing right now, and D'Angelo with a little bit of a heat check. Out in front, he scores! Gino D'Angelo, the hometown kid, makes it 3-0. And the Black Bears are cruising in this one, Alex.
Yeah, Brooks, that goal actually reminds me of last week against Watertown, a similar goal to Riley McVeigh where it just gets through right underneath the arm and just squirts over the goal line as it's able to poke through there. A great goal by D'Angelo. Showed good effort, staying with the forecheck, a nice wrist shot, just sneaks through and just gets in the back of the net, Brooks. We don't really have a good angle on that, unfortunately, for the Heinz Energy replay where we can see that back angle, but D'Angelo did a great shot and brought it down the far left wing, got a good shot on goal. And I noticed something, Brooks, they really attacking the blocker side, specifically right in the armpit of Port Huron's keeper.
Colin Fitzgerald picks up the only assist on that goal. All 3 goals for the Black Bears come at even strength tonight. And Black Bears 7 shots, 3 goals to show for it. I'm no math major, but those are pretty good averages, I would think. 1 out of every 1 1/3 going in the net, if I believe that's right. We'll check it with Jeremy Fournier, the Princeton graduate, maybe tomorrow night when he's going to get his first start. Yates drags around 1 defender. He gets checked into the boards by Whitecomb. Now we have a 5-man pile-up down low in the performance corner. Out to the point for Walters. Slaps it over to Yarwood. 3 guys up high, and now they trade places. Kirkby looking for his 2nd goal of the game. Muscles off a defender in the form of Johnson. Walters, a lot of space for JT. Throws a wrist shot, and I believe that went off the top of the crossbar. Federley will get to it and just poke it out to neutral ice.
What an excellent opportunity there from Walters. He had that corner was wide open, quickly shut, though, by the Port Huron keeper.
Nobody stepped to him, and Alex, that's like a lacrosse play in field lacrosse, and eventually if no one's going to step to a defenseman, they're going to pull the trigger eventually. And centering pass off the back of the net, and that's the way the night's going so far for Port Huron, as Kirkby will skate it out to neutral ice. And when you have a defenseman and no one gets in front of him, eventually he's going to wind up and shoot. And luckily for Port Huron, he nicks the crossbar ever so slightly, keeps the game at 3-0 instead of 4. Now, Yates coming out of his own end for the Black Bears. Crosses the line, gets around 1 man. Can he make it 2? Instead, he circles back. Centers it out in front, and it's in. Brett Parker. If it didn't go off a Port Huron stick, Brett Parker picks up another goal, and it's 4-0 Black Bears in the first period. We're not even halfway through the period.
Brooks, I'm going to be honest here. If I was Port Huron, I'm calling a timeout right this second. Pull the boys in, kill the momentum. Let's slow this down because the Black Bears have just jumped out to a 4-0 lead on you in less than 10 minutes. An excellent, excellent play, Brooks, by, I think it was Gavin. Was that Gavin Yates or was that Parker on the ice, who threw the puck in front of the net, sort of a lazy pass no defender got to, and it ended up, I believe, going off a defender's stick.
Parker celebrated like he had touched it.
So I think Parker got that one off the pass from Newberg.
And they are going to give it to Brett Parker. It's another even strength goal for the Black Bears. And Gavin Yates and Mathieu Boilar get the assist. 4-0, not even 10 minutes in. Black Bears are trying to show out for this home crowd on a Friday night. Port Huron needs to try to just generate some offense. This is offsides as Ivashkin touches up.
And I know, Brooks, this doesn't mean anything to the fans at home, but to the fans in the stands, we have the fastest burger goal of the season. What an impressive job tonight by the Binghamton Black Bears. You know, one thing I think that you notice is that Grant Parker's introduced some new set plays in the offensive zone for them to run, which led to JT Walter's shot on net.
Love to see some guys who maybe not be seeing their name on the score sheet so much contribute tonight, like Josh Newberg, Gino D'Angelo, Brett Parker, now with his 10th goal of the season as Port Huron goes the opposite way. Graham behind the net, centers out in front. Nobody got to it in the slot, but Minnie has a wrist shot blocked on the way through. D'Angelo skates away, but he's not going to get there first. D'Angelo would have been in the clear had he had a little bit more left in the tank there, but D'Angelo a little bit tired at the end of a shift, gets off on a change. The Black Bears looking for their 5th goal of the period. Have to go back and check the records from night number 1 for the most goals in a period, Alex. I know after the first period on opening night against Elmira, they didn't have 4 goals, but I know they've had some. Slap shot put on by Federley, easily dissected by Riley McVeigh. Minnie holds the line, tries to throw it down low, but just overskated by Federley, and that's just the night so far for Port Huron. A lot of overskates, can't generate any offense and sustained pressure. Gavin Yates going the other way on his forehand. Out in front, he scores, banks it off the goaltender from down low. Gavin Yates, 6th goal of the season, 5-0 Black Bears, and that, Alex, is the record for goals in a period this season for Binghamton.
And Brooks, Gavin Yates have been looking for that one all night. Quick zone entry, hold the puck. The keeper cheats over the middle, trying to prevent the pass across the middle, puts it upper shoulder, and we got a goalie change, Brooks. I believe Rodriguez in goal. The keeper has been chased.
Gavin Yates goes short side, banks it off the goaltender. Wyatt Hoffland's night is done. 9 minutes left to go in the period, and the Black Bears are firing on all cylinders. Rodriguez comes in to replace. We'll get his stats pulled up here momentarily. Next time we have a whistle that will allow it, we will be headed to a TV timeout as Gavin Yates throws it out into neutral ice, and it's going to be dumped in by Tyler Jurich. See how many the Black Bears can pour on here tonight. Federley back out to neutral ice. And this is offsides, and that'll allow us
to catch our breath, Brooks. Jeez,
yeah, holy cow. 5-0. Danik Rodriguez is the new goaltender for the Black Bears. We're going to tell you about him when we come back. 5-0 Black Bears halfway through the first period on Fox Sports 1430 Binghamton. Welcome back to the action. New goaltender in between the pipes for the Port Huron Prowlers as Wyatt Hoffland's already been chased from the game. Allowed 5 goals on 9 shots. And Danik Rodriguez played college hockey at Iowa State University, members of the ACHA. He, this year for the Prowlers, boasts a record of 4-3-0. Save percentage right at .900 and goals against average at 3.46. And Alex, like you said, kind of felt something was going on. And the Black Bears had written on the board today that one of their goals was the first 5 minutes of the game. I think they very much succeeded, so extend that just halfway through the period. 10 minutes in. It's 5-0, trying to make it 6. Hack and whack time. And Rodrigue will cover up.
Excellent job by Rodrigue there. It was another one of those plays where they get deep behind. Port Huron, they've caught Port Huron flat-footed on almost every opportunity tonight. The defenders are not staying with the forwards. They're not gliding through the defensive zone. They're almost sitting and waiting for them to take a shot on the net. Binghamton's being patient, getting those passes out in front that have led to some great offensive opportunities.
Face-off won back once again by Josh Newberg. It's a big asset. Ivashkin wraparound, he scores, 6-0. My, oh my, 6 goals in the period for the Black Bears, all at even strength. Nikita Ivashkin, take a bow.
Brooks, I'll tell you what, our first line tonight has been fantastic. The second line has been nuclear. Everyone we've got a hat trick, a line hat trick, every single person with a goal and an assist so far tonight. Just an excellent job from top to bottom of the Binghamton Black Bears in every facet so far of the game, outshooting the Port Huron Prowlers 3-1 and outscoring them 6-0.
8:05 left to go here. You take a look at the Heinz Energy replay. Black Bears looking for more. Parker sitting out in front, lost his edge at the last second. Thrown to the net by Newberg, and it gets deflected by a defender out in front. Ivashkin's 20th goal of the season, Alex. That leads the Black Bears. Still trails Tyler Jurich in overall points, but Nikita, the goal leader for the Binghamton club. Schultz throws a wrist shot, blocked on the way through by Port Huron. That looked like it stung.
I'll tell you what, Brooks, that definitely stung Gino Mimi right in the hand. Gino Mini right in the hand.
Dalton Jay had a shot blocked by McVeigh. Only 4 shots on goal so far for Port Huron, and Black Bears lead 6-0. And Alex, I don't know if it was the long travel day coming to the arena this morning. They did have a morning skate, but maybe those bus legs still have not been shaken out just quite yet.
It is a really tough Brooks drive. It is one of those long drives from Michigan that can really tire some legs out.
And the Black Bears did it earlier in the season. They did it on Thanksgiving Day, actually. I was part of the travel party, and maybe that extra day of travel time really helped out. And maybe is the reason why the Prowlers have a little bit of rust. D'Angelo comes down the right wing side, tries to leave it for Austin Thompson, but too far behind Thompson. Puck goes the other way. Going to be knocked into the Black Bears zone as Boylar lays a heavy hit on Hainsel. One of the goals also tonight, 10 hits per period for the Black Bears, and they escape harm. Thompson now coming down the left wing side. Gets into the middle lane. D'Angelo has it at his feet, can't find it. Rodrigue will jump out of the crease, melt it down. 6:18 left to go, and the Black Bears up by a touchdown.
Yeah, Brooks, and you heard the fans there. They expected that one to go in because, honestly, almost 1 out of 2 shots has gone in tonight. So when you get a 50% scoring percentage, you expect it to go in. You know, Black Bears have just jumped out all over. Let's see if they can keep the pressure going, because you really have to keep up the pressure. This team is second in the Continental and one of the better teams in the Federal Hockey League.
28 games played so far for Port Huron. They come out in front, and McVeigh makes his best save of the night. Rebounds followed up and cleaned out by Tyson Kirkby, I believe, thrown out into the neutral ice. That'll get the crowd cheering for the first time really in the defensive side for the Black Bears. McVeigh made a great save, then lost his footing trying to get back to the post. And luckily he had 2 defensemen dressed in green right on the goal line to wash it out into neutral ice. Jurich will throw it into the offensive zone, doesn't get it deep enough, and Dalton Jay trying to dance around Fitzgerald has his shot blocked, and Jay falls down to the ice. Jay had his 200th FPHL goal last time these two teams faced off up in Michigan.
Minnie doing his best to Kembe Mutombo in the defensive zone there. Brooks knocking that one down.
Jurich will get a stick to it on the dump in. Unfortunately, Port Huron doesn't get a clean entry. They try to center up. It's going to be left for Wycombe back at the blue line. Circling the wagons is Freeburn, and Jay throws it right into the chest of McVeigh, who holds on with 5:10 left to go.
Yeah, that was an excellent, I do have to say, Brooks, Port Huron has done a good job coming back, showing some life. Excellent offensive zones possession there. You can see that they know about Riley McVeigh. He does give up some goals that squeak through and can be cleaned up on the doorstep. However, tonight he has looked locked down like a vacuum.
Face-off won back by the Black Bears. They had a set defensive clear off a clean win, and Fitzgerald did the right play, just held in at the line by Port Huron. Now on the stick of Ivashkin. Self-pass off the boards, gets sealed away. 2-on-1 though. Schultz out in front for Parker. Make it 7 in a period. What in the world is going on? It's all Binghamton. 7-0 Black Bears. We still got 5 minutes left to go in the first period.
But that's what I was saying off the rip, Brooks. Schultz is just good, is incredibly good at jumping into the rush on like a forward himself. Gets the pass from Nikita Ivashkin. He sees Newberg streaking down the left side. Newberg keeps his stick to the ice. Schultz puts it right on his tape. Newberg puts it in the back of the net as Rodriguez can't really do anything there. He's stuck in the splits because he has to stay with Schultz, who has one of the heaviest slap shots in the Fed.
Take a look at the Heinz Energy replay, and Schultz centers up. Brett Parker is the first person to get their second goal tonight. So 11 goals this year for Brett Parker.
Oh, my apologies, Brooks. Brett Parker, not Newberg.
Schultz with his primary assist, and Ivashkin getting the secondary assist. And they're still looking for more, and this is just a period from Hades for Port Huron. They want to get to the locker room as quick as possible. Try to recollect what they can find. Ivashkin in the slot, dancing around one guy, but not the second, as Matt Graham will intercept the pass. Go the other way, 3-on-2, too soft of a pass, and here come the Black Bears the other way. Brett Parker, left wing side, wrist shot is into the mitt of the goaltender, who gets some sarcastic applause from the fans here in Binghamton.
Well, Brooks,
go ahead.
Real quick, Rodriguez had to check his trapper for that one because he had to believe, even though he felt it, he had to check because everything else has gone in the back of the net tonight.
Black Bears up by 7, 16 minutes through this game. More to come on Fox 1430 in Binghamton. Welcome back to the action here. The Black Bears in control of this one. They're up 7-0, 16 minutes into this game. Ideal Bowling Center is where Binghamton hockey fans bowl, with open bowling all week long. Money-saving specials. Ideal is a great place for family, friends, company parties, and special occasions. Ideal Bowling Center at 119 Jennings Street in Endicott. So much more than just your favorite bowling alley. Back to the action as the puck is dropped, and Binghamton will throw it into the offensive side. 2 goals against so far for Danik Rodriguez. In relief of Wyatt Hoffland. Stretch pass, a little bit out in front of Hainzel. This is icing, and we're going to bring it all the way back into the Port Huron defensive zone.
Well, Brooks, honestly, if we were at Ideal Bowling in your first roll, you got a 7. That's a pretty good number. You know, you're not complaining about getting a 7. You're not complaining about getting a 7 in your first number if you're bowling at Ideal Bowling. Black Bears aren't complaining about 7 goals in the first period.
Coach Sherwood has really inspired this group of guys. You can tell that they're following the system. It's going to be a long Binghamton Binghamton Booster Club highlight reel when we finally get to the Excite Motorsports intermission report. Turnover, though. D'Angelo out in front, had the goalie down. The top of the net was vacated, and he sent it high.
Just exploded that one over the crossbar, Brooks. He's going to dream about that one. That should have been a second.
D'Angelo with a 1 multi-goal game so far this season came on the road at Delaware. And Fitzgerald will just glide the puck down past the blue line. D'Angelo, the last forward out on this line, just get deep enough for the forecheck, and now he's going to skate off to the bench. Dalton J throws a wrist shot, and McVeigh will just kick it to his glove and melt it down. Don't know if Binghamton's going to be allowed to change off of this one. I think that puck might have been thrown in behind the red line, but it looks like everyone's going to stay the same anyway.
I'll tell you what, Brooks, that's a win for Port Huron. At least you get a face-off in the offensive zone. Kill Binghamton's momentum a little bit because they have just been non-stop movement.
Face-off won back by the Prowlers, and Henning has a wrist shot blocked by Kirkby. Schumacher slap pass looking for Vartiainen, and that was unconnected, and Black Bears try to go the other way. Now they do. Yates dancing around, wrist shot blocked on the way through, trying to do that same thing, and that time you could tell Rodrigue was hugging that post for dear life. Vartiainen gets it deep enough, and a good strip by Corgan, or Gagnon rather. A little bit hard to read out there. That's going to be tipped out of play. Looks like it will stay in the Binghamton defensive zone. 2:28 left to go. Shots on goal, 15 for Binghamton. They're almost converting on half of their shots, and 7 for the visitors from Michigan.
Yeah, and Brooks, it's just one of those games for Port Huron where you're going to look around, look everybody in the eye, and just kind of say, all right, bite down on the mouthpiece, let's keep digging. 2:28 in the first. You just got to stop the bleeding and hope you can prevent another goal here from the Black Bears, who look nuclear at the moment.
Brett Parker with a hit laid on Johnson as he tried to dump the puck in, and now skating with it is Dalton J off the turnover. Schultz comes out in front, does a good job not to take a penalty there. Centering pass is blocked by Ivashkin. Ivashkin will poke it out of the zone. Another 2-on-1 going the other way. Ivashkin, backhand, power move out in front. Parker gets the rebound. Delayed penalty coming up against Port Huron.
I think we might have a double minor here, Brooks, because Ivashkin also got caught up high by a stick. But it looks like just a slash.
And the Black Bears are going to be headed to a power play. 1:55 left to go. First penalty of the game, Alex, as Alex Johnson is headed to the sin bin. Brought to you by Park Manor Wine and Spirits. And Black Bears second in the league in power play percentage. As we take a look at the power play unit, they have 28 power play goals already this year. That's tied for second most in the league. Second in the league in power play percentage as well. Yates wins the face-off, gets back to the point from Yarwood. And now Kirkby looking for Jurich on the back door. Saucer passes a little bit behind Jurich. Redirected back to Yates. High slot in the bumper position. Over to Jurich, skate to stick. Cross ice. And Kirkby has his shot blocked into the netting, out of play, 30 seconds into the penalty kill.
I'll tell you what, Brooks, if he does not get his stick on that, that's in the back of the net. Rodrigue was low in the butterfly. That shot was going directly over his right shoulder, past his blocker in the back of the net. Great defensive save from Port Huron.
Parker now with 2 goals. We're going to probably see him on the second power play unit as he gets knocked out of the zone. Yarwood behind. It's Yates, Lewis, Kirkby, and Jurich. And Jurich already camped up at the blue line. Going to be dropped back for Yates. And they worked on some set plays yesterday in the full practice with special teams. Yates dancing around, finds Yarwood, top of the umbrella. Slap pass for Jurich. Kick save. Rebound becomes available. Blue paint. They score. It's Mac Lewis. The period keeps trucking along. 8-0 Black Bears. This one might have been over before it started.
Yeah, Brooks, this Mac Lewis with a great goal. Keeps his stick on the ice in the power play. You got the 1-3-1 set up well with your bumpers on the side. Gets the bumper. Yarwood with a great shot fake. Makes the defender commit to him. Gets it to the bumper is Tyler Jurich. Jurich gets a shot on net. A great save. Great save by Rodrigue, but the puck ends up on Mac Lewis's stick. After some hacking and whacking, bubble hockey style, that puck goes in the back of the net.
Just a minute left to go here.
Kirkby maybe being a little greedy there too, Brooks. Tried to steal one off the doorstep from Lewis.
A wrist shot's put on, and McVeigh will swallow that up very quickly. And Mac Lewis gets his 3rd of the season. It's a power play goal, 1-for-1. Tyler Jurich gets his primary assist, and Cam Yarwood picks up the secondary helper. Take a look at the official Columbian Mutual Life stat sheet when we get to intermission. Go through who has points. Everybody out of the 8 goals scored so far, Alex, 7 of them different for Binghamton, the most this season.
And everybody's picking up primary assists, secondary assists. It has been one of the most total team dominant games we've seen from the Black Bears.
It will just be interesting to see if they can keep up the pace and try to not fall into a lull when they go into the locker room for the first intermission in 30 seconds. And you almost kind of start to think about baseball season a little bit, since the Rumble Ponies are in attendance tonight with our friend Rowdy. Sometimes when a blowout happens offensively one night, you got to start to wonder if they can save the runs for the next game, or in this case for the Black Bears, save the goals. 15 seconds left to go before we get to the Excite Motorsports intermission report. Black Bears were just content to essentially park the bus here, to use a soccer term. They don't need any more, and why would you? They've scored 8 in a period. That's the most of an FPHL team in a period this season. The crowd gets up to their feet. Black Bears will get a round of applause. We still got 40 minutes left to go.
Yeah, Brooks, one of the most dominant periods in FPHL history. Legitimately just a shellacking in every phase of the ice from the Binghamton Black Bears. Still scoring on 50%, almost 50% of the shots so far through this game. What an excellent job, though, Brooks. As we said, we've seen some great continuity, scoring from every single line so far tonight. Multiple goals. We have defenders. We have forwards. We have everybody with assists, with goal. I think we are one assist away, Riley McVeigh, I believe, from having every single person on the point sheet so far tonight. Almost everyone.
We're going to fact check that one on the Columbia Mutual Life Insurance stat
every
sheet.
Position group, Brooks. Every position group with a
All
point.
right. We're going to keep a tab
scores
on all the points
one-timer.
going around tonight.
1 minute.
I don't know how I'm
going
to recap this one, Alex.
Upcoming season.
But we're going to figure that out at the end
as
of...
low as $10 and outstanding group rates. There is no reason to wait to get your tickets to book your group. Call 607-722-7367 or check us out online at binghamtonblackbears.com.
Power outages are a thing of the past when you have a Generac home standby generator installed by the team at American Electric. Give them a call today or visit them on the web at aegenerators.com.
If you're looking to install a beautiful, durable, and handcrafted countertop, call Alice James Construction. The Southern Tier's most trusted stone fabrication will design and install your dream countertop and let you choose from a premium selection of natural stones like marble, granite, or quartzite. Stone or granite countertops starting as low as $35 per square foot installed. Schedule your free quote and receive a free sink with your countertop project. Call 607-275-5495.
Getting your hands on an all-new CF Moto side-by-side or four-wheeler is now easier than ever at ExciteMotorsports.com. Purchase your next power sports vehicle with our new, easy, and quick online buying experience. Browse inventory on ExciteMotorsports.com. Buy, get approved for financing and e-sign online right from your phone. Ride, have your new power sport vehicle delivered to your home the next day at no extra charge. Browse, buy, ride. Fun starts here at ExciteMotorsports.com.
Whether you're a high school or college athlete or a weekend warrior, Guthrie is the area's premier sports medicine program, offering injury evaluation, concussion management, physical therapy, and more. With a full team of providers across New York and Pennsylvania offering same or next day appointments, Guthrie gets you back in the game as quickly as possible. Call the Guthrie Sports Medicine team today at 866-GUTHRIE or learn more at guthrie.org/sportsmed.
All about you make me think of good things.
Good things.
Like calming tempers down.
Good things.
And passing them around.
So stand up and cheer. Well, that's gonna be a good thing.
Cheer good-natured Canadian Pilsner.
Magic 101.7.
Best radio station. Keeps getting better.
Better music selection.
Best ever. Makes me feel better.
Number 1 for music and fun.
It's like the best ever.
Magic 101.7. 100% local.
Are you looking for a new place to live? Lofts at JC is the official housing partner of the Binghamton Black Bears and the only luxury housing provider offering both 2 and 3 bedroom units, fully furnished for a modern living lifestyle. Lofts at JC is centrally located in the heart of the Tri-Cities area, located at 128 Grand Avenue in Johnson City. Housing applications are accepted online at loftsatjc.com. Once again, that's loftsatjc.com.
A wreck is a wreck. An arrest is an arrest. Alcohol, cough syrup, painkillers, sleeping pills. It doesn't matter. Impaired is impaired, and it will be prosecuted. Going out tonight? Your local police will be out too. Don't drive. Get a ride. Brought to you by your New York State Stop DWI program.
102.5 The Vault. Classic hits. 102.5 The Vault. We are 100% local.
Black Bear fans, it's now time for the Brooks Barber Company Clip of the Week. Hodgepodge, a power play commit by Hopkins on the backdoor for Jurich. He scores! Goal number 300 for Tyler Jurich. And here comes the entire team. 300 professional goals for Tyler Jurich.
Brooks, Tyler Jurich saw that goal all the way. It's just such an impressive goal for your 300th goal. A very heady play from a longtime veteran.
Brooks Barber Company located in the number 5 Commons at 41 South Washington Street right here in downtown Binghamton. Give them a visit today. Now it's time to take a look back from the previous Tully's Good Times with Coach show. Make sure to subscribe to the Binghamton Black Bears YouTube page so you can catch every show. Join us for the next live show at Tully's on the Vestal Parkway. Hello and good evening from the Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. I am Brooks Hill. Time for another Tully's Good Times with a Coach show. And the Black Bears are on a 3-game win streak. We haven't met in almost 2.5 weeks before the Christmas break, and we transitioned into 2023. On the 3-game win streak, Riley McVeigh recorded his second shutout in his professional career. It's also the second shutout in Black Bears franchise history. And for the first time this season, the Black Bears offense scored hat tricks in back-to-back games thanks to Tyson Kirkby Jesse Anderson and Nikita Ivashkin. So double hat tricks on a great weekend over our rivals from Watertown. Just a quick drive up I-81. Tyler Jurich was able to extend his point streak to 48 games dating back to last season, and he also tallied the 300th goal in his professional career across the ECHL, SPHL, and the FPHL. So a big congrats to Tyler Jurich. We're going to talk to him on the tail end of our show tonight, just talking about a retrospective of his career, what made him fall in love with hockey, and everything that he can look forward to the rest of the season. Black Bears are 23 games into the season. That is exactly the halfway point of the 2022 and 23 season. Still got a long way to go, and with playoffs on the rise, we're looking to see how the Black Bears will fare come decision time. And right now, we're also going through a coaching change. We have a new interim head coach. Brant Sherwood is going to join us here just in a few moments as we get ready to go. Head coach Gary Gill has taken a personal leave of absence from the team. We want to wish Coach Gill the best of luck and thoughts and prayers with him during this time as he has decided to take a personal step away from the team. But now I turn to my right, your left on the screen, and I welcome in the Black Bears' new head coach, Brant Sherwood. And Brant, thanks for spending some good times with us here at Tully's on a Tuesday night.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here at Tully's. Big fan of the restaurant and big fan of the town.
Well, you know, you've spent some time in the FPHL in your playing career, and I know that Tully's are across the state of New York. I'm sure you've been into one or two of them. I was able to check out the Watertown location the other night, so I didn't know that Tully's was just a statue up here in upstate New York, but we're really glad that you could be here. The Black Bears are glad that you are here as well. You are now the interim head coach after a period with the Temple University Owls. Before we get to Temple, I guess we should just probably go all the way back, a Rochester native in your early 30s. And what was your start in hockey?
So I started out at Lakeshore Ice Arena in Rochester, New York, and just saw my sister out there figure skating, and that just got me wanting to get out there. I'm naturally, it's cold up there, and it runs in our family.
Well, growing up in Rochester, you have the Rochester Americans, the AHL affiliate of the Buffalo Sabres, right there in town. Did you grow up a Sabres fan, or did you have another favorite NHL team that you were pulling for?
I'm a Sabres fan through and through. Go Swords.
Okay, so before we get to your playing days, what do you think about where the Sabres are right now? I think based on what it's been the last couple of years, and coming from a Carolina Hurricanes fan, I know what it's like to go through playoff drought, and when you get the right group of guys in there, you start to see things turn around. Do you think that that's what's happening right now in Buffalo, or do they still have a ways to go?
I think that's exactly what's happening right now. They're in the up and up, and it seems like they got a great young group. I'm pretty sure most of the team, probably 80% of the team's under 25, so it seems pretty promising. And yeah, a lot of talent, a lot of excitement. They're on a bunch of winning streaks. They got guys scoring goals. Tage Thompson, he's been lighting it up lately. But their back end's starting to clean up, and yeah, it just seems like a young group that's just coming together.
Well, they've been playing some good hockey right now, and Tage Thompson continues to make headlines. Let's go back to a little bit of your playing days, playing some junior hockey here up in New York, Syracuse Stars, Rochester Stars. So you're very familiar with the area. I think that's one of the great reasons of how you can fit into this spot, is you personally have a background just like a lot of the players on the Black Bears have in playing hockey in New York.
Yeah, so there's a lot of local guys, and when I say local, I mean just upstate New York, downstate New York. We're all pretty familiar with each other, and I think it creates a similar style as well, because we learn from the same coaches and kind of you steal each other's systems. But Rochester, Buffalo, Syracuse, Binghamton, Albany, it's there's a lot of good hockey players around here, so it ends up working out, and we can build some chemistry naturally.
Well, you also went to SUNY Cortland, the Red Dragons, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, so back in my 2-year stint of coaching high school lacrosse back down in North Carolina, my head coach, coaching partner went to SUNY Cortland, was on the wrestling team there, so I got familiar with the Red Dragons program, everything like that. I was like, oh, like when you go up to Binghamton, look into their hockey, everything like that. So playing in the SUNYAC, conference,
yes.
SUNYAC conference, Division III college hockey. We have a couple of SUNYAC players on the Black Bears this year. Just what does the SUNYAC conference mean to the people of upstate New York and everything that goes into it?
Well, I think it's the best conference in Division III, and they have to compete every night, whether you're playing for Cortland, Morrisville, or you're playing for Geneseo or Plattsburgh. Anyone can win any night. So I like to say I don't play favorites, but I am a little SUNY biased, and I really like the kids that come out of that league because they know how to compete, they know how to battle up the depth chart, and they know it's not going to be easy every night, and they don't take teams lightly.
So after you get done with SUNY Cortland, then we get into the professional career, come into what was then at the time the FHL, now the FPHL, and you play with Berlin. And I believe, if my homework is correct, once upon a time you were playing on the same team as our own Cam Yarwood.
I was. We were up in Berlin, New Hampshire, close to the border. We had to heat our own houses. We were 4 to a room. It's a lot different now. These guys are pretty spoiled being here, and Andreas does a great job taking care of everyone. And with the facility, the fans, it's just completely different from when I started.
Well, Berlin obviously disband, not a team anymore, and then we move on to the SPHL, spend some time down in Mississippi, and eventually, funny enough, we're going to go back to the same building a little bit later on in March this season when we go through the Southern road trip. Spent some time in Pensacola as well. Got to play for the Norfolk Admirals, now the affiliate of the Carolina Hurricanes, but at the time, who was Norfolk affiliated with during your stint?
The Phoenix Coyotes. So I always like to tell my buddies back home, the Coyotes took a chance on me.
Okay, well,
Whether
there
I
you
was
go.
in the lineup much or scoring, I like to joke around with my buddies back home about that.
Well, you know, I guess the same could be same about Black Bears captain Jake Schultz, who was on loan this past weekend for the Railers, and then, you know, that's the AA affiliate of the New York Islanders in the ECHL. So, I mean, hey, if you got the apparel to prove it, that was the first thing I asked Schultz. Is like, hey, did they give you any gear? And he's like, oh yeah, they loaded me up with T-shirts, shorts, and gitch, everything like that. So, you know, I don't want to say fake it till you make it, but sometimes, you know, if someone's not there to hear the story, you can kind of bend it to your truth.
Exactly. You don't have to tell everyone you played 10th forward or 6th defenseman. You can play it however you want, and as long as you get the gitch, you're on the team, and that's most important. But Jake's a great player. He belongs up in the East Coast, and we're very lucky to have him, and he's a great leader for us. But ultimately, he can play at that level. It's just he really loves playing here. He gets treated well, and he loves playing in front of the crowd. So we're happy to have him, but if he wants to go up, I'm willing to support him.
Just a little tidbit on Jake Schultz during his ECHL, I would say seasonal debut. That's the right word. He spent some time with some other teams. Finished his plus-minus at even, also did register 2 shots on goal. So a defenseman who plays even on the night, you know, he only got 3 pairings out there. So I'd say it's pretty good with me, and, you know, not afraid to throw the puck to the net. Sometimes you get guys who get into a call-up situation and they're maybe a little tentative to put it on goal, or, and, you know, afraid to maybe make too many passes. But Schultz shooting the puck a little bit, showing up in the stat sheet. All you can ask for a guy when you know you're only going to really be up there for a short amount of time. But hopefully Jake will get another call-up later on this season. But we're certainly glad he's still here with the Black Bears this year. Has 3 goals and has been a big power play asset as well, running from the top of the umbrella as the lone defenseman on some of the units. Now, after the Norfolk Admirals, we go to Roanoke, Virginia. A lot of people don't know that Roanoke, Virginia hosts a hockey team. They host a pretty good one in the SPHL. The Roanoke Rail Yard Dogs, one of my best friends from college used to go to their games all the time and was always asking, like, oh, like, is this in the same league? I said, no, like, they're competitors, but, like, we have a lot of guys who played in Roanoke together, and you also have some playing experience with guys overlapping with the Black Bears, correct?
That's correct. So Jake Schultz, I played with him in Mississippi, and then I also played with him in Roanoke. Jesse Anderson as well. He was in Roanoke with me, and it's nice to see familiar faces and kind of recognize similar systems, because I learned a lot from Dan Bremner down there and the McGinns. So I try to implement that here as much as I can.
Well, you also were able does not have a point quite yet, and there are 2 defensemen in the lineup who have not tallied one as well. So the Black Bears can do something magical here. When we come back, we're going to have the second period after these final messages on the Excite Motorsports Intermission Report on Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton. Second period underway, brought to you by our friends over at Lofts at JC. Black Bears score most of the season in a period and in franchise history with 8 tallies that made it past 2 goaltenders. Or see if they can continue to add on and not take their foot off of the gas pedal here as we continue on. Vartiainen tries to get it out of the zone. Fitzgerald held it in temporarily, knocked away, but Jake Schultz will be the first man to it, throwing it all the way over to Tyson Kirkby, cross-ice pass. That's something that they worked on all this week from defensemen to the forwards. As Yates tries to stutter step around Gino Mini, it's unsuccessful. Kept in, though, by the captain at the point, who will just wrap it behind. Kirkby with it on the backhand, gets it down low, runs into his teammate Gavin Yates, doesn't have the separation that they kind of need right now. Only miscues so far. As a wrist shot is put on and a broken stick. Keeps Gagron, and he will have a paddle down from the goaltender, Rodrigue. And now Port Huron will escape the zone. We want to welcome all of our friends back from the radio side of things who are tuning in. Black Bears a little bit early out of the tunnel. As customary, here Tyson Kirkby through the face-off dot and out as Yates circles the net. Back to the point for Walters, has a point tonight. Slap shot, and it's tipped out in front. Tyson Kirkby, his second of the night, kicks off the second period once again with a goal. It's 9-0 Black Bears, just a minute 26 into the period.
And honestly, Kirkby looked a little indignant there, like he didn't mean to do that. You never want to embarrass somebody when they come to you. And that didn't seem to be Kirkby's intention. He seemed to just get it honestly seemed like an accidental tip in, which you're going to get those. No celebration, just goes to the bench and sits down. A classy move by Tyson Kirkby.
Second period's always brought to you by our friends over at Lofts at JC. It's 9-0 Black Bears. A wrist shot is put on by Jay, and Walters blocks it on the way through. It's going to be a mental test for Riley McVeigh. Doesn't see a lot of shots tonight, just to stay active, paddle down through the blue paint and out from Jay, and now Yarwood gets to a loose puck. Tries to reverse it out of the zone. Turnover, though, puts it right back on the stick of Jay. Down low for Graham. Centering pass is intercepted by Walters. Black Bears need to still get back on defense. And they try to connect on the stretch pass for Parker, who's now looking for the hat trick along with Tyson Kirkby. Those two members of the Black Bears club. One goal away. It would be Kirkby's third hat trick of the season. It would be Brett Parker's first. It's going to be slapped out into the neutral zone. Ivashkin tries to beat the icing call. He is unsuccessful as Whitecomb is the first man to it. And we're going to bring it all the way back into the Binghamton zone.
You know, Brooks, I thought Ivashkin had a shot at that icing, but it was a smart call by the line judge on that one. Blow it dead. Don't make any guys unnecessarily take a risk of injury crashing into the boards. And the second line who just got out there will take this face-off.
Face-off one back by the Prowlers. Whitecomb had it, fumble in his skates, and now Ivashkin will come for the stick lift. Trying to come away with the takeaway is Nikita. He does find it, doesn't have any real estate, centering out in front. I believe that was actually a power move and had it roll off his stick. Parker was out in front. Black Bears touch-up play is on sides. Boilar has it hop over his hand. And there's Justin Coachman. Haven't called his name a whole lot tonight. We have 7 defensemen in the lineup for the Black Bears here at home tonight. As it's going to be thrown out into the Black Bears end, rather, by Chartrand. Left back for Thompson. Thompson's the last forward in the lineup tonight without a point. He's going to try to make sure he finds his name on the stat sheet somewhere. Prowlers go the other way. 94, Foley skating with it. Left it back for D'Angelo as Merkel throws his man down to the ice. D'Angelo 1-on-2. Waits for Thompson. Thompson had it roll off the back of his stick again. That's the third time tonight. On a night where everybody's doing good offensively, Thompson is finding it a little bit as Fitzgerald throws a wrist shot on. And I can see it now, Alex, that the goaltender Rodrigue just making sure every time it hits his glove that it in fact is still in the mid.
And Brooks, when you get 9 goals on you like that, you gotta check that out. You really gotta be like, hey, you know what? It's almost you disbelieve your trapper and your senses because it's been going into the net so often.
Face off one by Yates, and Kirkby throws a wrist shot. or a little bit of a snapshot rather, and trying to leak one through like D'Angelo did back in the first period, but that time it's unsuccessful. Another set face-off play, though.
Yeah, and then that would have been Kirkby's hat trick right there, Brooks.
Face-off one back by Yates and never makes it around the boards to Jurich. Fitzgerald holds the line temporarily. Second chance, though. The Prowlers get it out of the zone. Gagnon takes a slap shot, and Schultz hammers him down to the ice. The referee makes the call right away. Gagnon down on the ice. I think they're going to call...
Probably, I'm going to gamble an elbow, Brooks, if I had to guess, in my expert opinion.
Second penalty of the night, and the referees are going to get together with each other. Jake Schultz is already in the penalty box.
I'm wondering if they might send him for a little extra time in the locker room.
It gives us the opportunity to talk about the Northeastern Striping Corporation penalty kill, though. 84%, that's third in the FPHL. They've scored 6 shorthanded goals, have the Black Bears. That's first in the league. And they've given up 18 power play goals. And it looks like that's just going to be an elbow.
I would not, depending on what they're conversating about, I also wouldn't shock to see maybe it's one of those situations where Schultz was going for his body. The Port Huron forward just got off his track a little bit, where I think Schultz thought he was going to be, and just got a little high on him, unfortunately.
So they have a 2-minute minor on the board as it stands right now. And it looks like it's 2 minutes for elbowing.
Binghamton penalty number 4, Jake Schultz, 2 minutes for elbowing. Time of the penalty, 3:47.
And that is exactly what it is from our PA announcer, Frank Perney, relaying the message from the officials. Power play unit for the Prowlers cross the line. Jay throws a wrist shot. McVeigh swallows up. No, excuse me, he lets it go. Made the first save, did not control the rebound. T-to-D passing and top of the umbrella for Freeburn. Freeburn back over to Jay. Wrist shot. McVeigh snags it out of midair and holds on.
What a great job by McVeigh there. Getting out to the top of his crease, fighting through traffic, not allowing Port Huron's forwards to set up screens in front of him. Attacks the puck. Easy grab, face off. And the Binghamton Black Bears get a change. Lewis and Ivashkin coming out for the penalty kill forwards this time, Brooks.
Now with the absence of Jesse Anderson, who's on loan to the Macon Mayhem, we're seeing Mac Lewis and Nikita Ivashkin play together. And look out, we could have a shorthanded opportunity for Ivashkin. Ivashkin moving in with a ton of speed, but has it poked away by Johnson at the last second.
Excellent job by Johnson there, addressing the puck, not the man, which you see a lot of guys do in the Federal Hockey League. Attack the man rather than the puck, which ends you up with a lot of 4-on-4s.
Gino Meany has it down low, works it back up to the blue line for Jay. Wrist shot, looking for a tip, kicked right into the mitt of Riley McVeigh.
Looked like Graham was going for a Cruyff there, Brooks, for our soccer-inclined friends.
I don't know what that means, but hopefully somebody at home does. All I know is McVeigh kept it out of the net, redirected, out in front, and a good reaction from the Black Bears goaltender. Face-off one back by the Prowlers, and now Federally in the second unit get the opportunity. Shoemaker works it down low, centering pass, has it hop over a stick. D'Angelo and Thompson now the two forwards. On the ice, Yarwood and Walters, the blue liners. Puck available in the blue paint, and the shutout is over as Foley gets to the rebound, throws it off the back of McVeigh. It's 9-1 as the Prowlers power play connects on their first opportunity.
Ironically, Brooks, that goal comes from the Black Bears being one of the more sound penalty kill teams in the league. Walter sticks his skate right at the edge of the blue paint there. Doesn't allow for a cross-ice play as we see here on the Heinz Energy replay. He gets his left skate and accidentally kicks it right back to Foley as he's trying to clear the crease for Riley McVeigh. Everybody thought the puck cleared, and it ends up on Foley, 6 foot in the back of the net.
Black Bears lead back down to 8 as Merkel just throws it all the way in. Crowd
Almost
oohing and
snuck that
awing.
one in.
Crowd oohing and awing anytime the puck gets near the net. Evan Foley grabs his 10th goal of the year.
Number 19, Austin Federley. Time of the goal, 5:07 on the power play. That's Foley from Shoemaker.
As Merkel will throw it out of the zone, and Jurich will just collect it, and we'll see what Tyler Jurge can do now. Throws it over for Gavin Yates. Yates at the red line trying to stretch it to Fitzgerald. Not going to be icing.
What an excellent pass by Fitzgerald to put it right on that red line so it never gets past it.
And Black Bears trying to revigorize the crowd here as they've gone silent after the Prowlers have scored their first goal of tonight's contest. Merkel gets to a loose puck in the defensive zone. Going to be left for Gavin Yates. Cuts through the middle of the ice. Still has it on his stick. Deceptive speed for Yates. Gets it over to Jurich. Has it hop his stick as they try to deflect it, or center it rather. 13:52 left to go. Port Huron on the board. 9-1 for the Black Bears. We're headed to a TV timeout on Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton. Welcome back to the action. 13:52 left to go. Prowlers are on the board with the latest goal of the game. That ends a 9-0 scoring run for Binghamton. It is Evan Foley's 10th goal of the season. It's assisted by a Shoemaker. That's Frank Shoemaker and Austin Federley on the power play. Port Huron finally catches a break maybe with the elbowing call against Jake Schultz.
And just an unlucky play from JT Walters, doing exactly everything you teach a defender. Get your skates in the passing lane. Don't allow easy cross-ice passes. And it just happens to skip onto the stake of Foley for his 10th goal of the season.
Teams will fight for it, and Dalton J. and the Prowlers will get to it first as they clear the zone. Johnson, cross-ice dump in. Justin Coachman first to it, wraps it around the boards for Brett Parker, right in stride for Ivashkin. 3-on-2 for the Black Bears. Ivashkin on the backhand. Circles back for Parker, and he couldn't get anything on it. Now they go the other way. 2-on-1 for the Prowlers. Jay over to Freeburn, and a great defensive play by Justin Coachman to get a stick in the way as that puck is going to be tipped. Jay can't center up for it from Matt Graham, or connect on the centering pass, that is. Ivashkin circles back in his own faceoff dot, lets the puck ride the rails. And it's going to be thrown out of the zone. Is it on target? It is not. This is icing against Binghamton.
Just centimeters, millimeters, micrometers Brooks away from getting that one into the keeper. Just harmlessly goes through his crease, ends up behind the red line for the icing. And boy, I think it was Boylar on that last shift, Brooks. He got a little greedy, jumping in on the rush and gets caught with the 2-on-1. However, Coachman with the impressive defensive play.
Face-off one back by Port Huron. And the backhander is not connected on by Henning. Still, though, in control of the puck is Port Huron until Justin Coachman separates his man from the puck. And Boylar with the stretch pass over to Parker. Parker would just throw it into the zone. Ivashkin blocked a clearing attempt. And Boylar gives his man a little bit of a rough ride. Hainsel the other way. Wrist shot. McVeigh got a shoulder to it, and it gets deflected into the netting with 12:32 left to go.
One lucky fan in section 23 tried to grab that one and was like, oh, wait, there's a net there.
1-0. Congratulations, you just won $785.50.
Now the Black Bears being able to change coming off of that icing. Might have been running off of pure adrenaline just for the sheer matter of being up by so many. Now Austin Thompson, Mac Lewis, and Gino D'Angelo come out as the forwards. Walters and Yarwood, the defensemen. Going to be backhanded out of the zone by Yarwood, touched up by Lewis. They give it right back to Port Huron, though, as the Prowlers go the other way. Gagnon tries to throw it deep enough, but it's going to be stopped by Walters on the way through. Chipped away by Lewis, left at center ice, though. Foley looking for his second of the night. Low angle wrist shot. McVeigh makes the save. And the team in green gets to the puck first as Yarwood starts the breakout. Cross ice for D'Angelo. D'Angelo coming in on the backhand, has it roll off his stick at the last second. Yarwood, though, pinching in. Down low, out in front, trying to find Yarwood.
I'm going to be honest, Brooks. I think that was a specific pass to Mac Lewis. He saw him coming at the net. However, it just got hidden in the skates of the Port Huron defender.
Black Bears just throw it out into the neutral zone as some forwards will get off the ice. A lot of skating with only 3 lines tonight. When you don't have that extra forward, that is one of the cons to playing 3 consistent lines. And now Jurich touches up for D'Angelo. Cross ice over for Thompson, trying to fire on the one-timer. Unfortunately for Thompson, just has not been his night offensively. But to Austin, a stand-up guy that he is, would be the first guy to tell you that the team's playing good, so that's all okay. The shot never made it through Riley McVeigh as it gets deflected ahead of time. Graham tries to center up for Jay, who was left all alone out in front. Schultz does a good job of blocking that passing attempt from Freeburn, and the Black Bears skate away. Gavin Yates crosses the line, has it on his forehand between the legs, off the inboards, and loses control. A little bit too fancy that time for Binghamton, and Johnson will just throw the puck into center ice. The captain Schultz, first man to it. Kirkby tried to left it for Fitzgerald, who was jumping the rush. Pace has slowed down here a little bit in period number 2. Didn't think that the Black Bears would be able to keep up that pace all night long. But now Yates goes 2-on-2 with Kirkby at the blue line. Has it roll off of his stick, and Minnie will throw it out of the zone. Chartrand 2-on-1, going the other way, and it's snagged out of the air. And Jake Schultz introduces Chartrand to the boards.
I think he just wanted to introduce where we had those beautiful renditions of America the Beautiful, God Bless America, and the national anthem earlier, Brooks. But what I was saying earlier, Brooks, is I think we're seeing Yates is getting a little too fancy this period. He's looking to show up. If he simplifies his game a little bit, we might have 2 extra goals and be at an 11-1.
Black Bears' record is 10. They've done it twice, once this season, once last year. Or see what they can do. They have 1 goal so far this period. It's Tyson Kirkby on a deflection from JT Walters. Newberg is kicked out of the face-off dot, and Parker will come in to take his spot. Shots on goal, though, 21-16, a respectable shots on goal tally. Home team only leading by 5. Where it matters the most, though, home team is up by 8 goals. This will be icing against the Black Bears. 10:05 left to go here in the period.
I think Newberg argued there, Brooks, that the Port Huron defender had a chance to play or did play it, and it had ended up rolling over his stick. I think he's talking right now to the lineman that it was touched up by him. However, it still wasn't touched up outside as Gadon goes into, Gadon goes into the locker room early, Brooks, number 88 for Port Huron.
Face off once again, won in the offensive zone by Port Huron. They've done a good job of that if you're looking for the little things. And Boilard reverses it off the back of his own net. That's a heads-up hockey play right there. Another stretch pass. It's going to make contact with the goaltender. No icing this time. Black Bears, though, in the long second period change, I believe Coachman was trying to get off of the ice right there as the puck will roll in on McVeigh. Coachman throws his man into the wall, and Coachman wants to drop the gloves. And the man just goes down immediately. And then with his jersey above his head, trying to push off.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Alex Johnson just said, Brooks, I like zombies after the famous YouTube video. I think he's just missing the zombie makeup for I Like Turtles.
Johnson being pushed back by the linesman, the referee telling him to go to the bench. Coachman was very quick to drop the gloves, a little bit of an extra poke at McVeigh. And Coachman standing up for his teammate. He's going to sit for a little bit.
Looks like I think they're both going to sit. Both penalty boxes are open right now, so it'll be interesting to see what happens. 2 minutes probably roughing Brooks for Coachman. But again, you can't have, when it's this sort of score, you can't be stabbing extra in there. You can't be really throwing at him. There's no need for that. And Coachman's just explaining like, hey, not acceptable, can't go after my guy like that.
Well, we're going to take a timeout, come back, 9:40 left to go. Black Bears up 9-1 here in this one on Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton.
Or visit BinghamtonBlackBears.com.
Black Bears win the draw, Brooks, and send it down to the opposite end of the ice on the penalty kill.
It's the Northeastern Striping Corporation penalty kill once again for the Black Bears. They are 0 for 1 on the night as Port Huron scored on the power play. The official penalty for Justin Coachman will read 2 minutes for roughing as Alex Johnson just turtles up, does not want any part of that.
Doing his best Claude Lemieux impression there, Brooks.
And now they go the other way as Federley circles back in his own zone, starts the breakout. Almost intercepted by Josh Newberg, and Colin Fitzgerald tries to find Brett Parker looking for the hat trick. That would have been a shorthanded goal for the hat trick. That would have been a good one. No quarter given at the line, though, by the Black Bears as Port Huron finally breaks into the zone off of the third try. Vartiainen throws a slap shot, tipped out in front by Chartrand. It's a great tip, just high of the goaltender and the net, and Parker just skates it over to the neutral zone and throws it down low.
For a legal dumping, Brooks. Didn't even do the penalty kill one.
No, that would have been good had it been 5-on-5. Yarwood tries to snap at it. 2-on-1, though, going the other way, but a great back check by Yarwood to get back defensively. Jay with it behind the net, centers up for Lieburn, and a save made by McVeigh with the shoulder. Wrist shot, save made by McVeigh, slapped out by Yarwood. Jay keeps it in. D-to-D passing over to Federley. Top of the umbrella into the face-off dot for Freeburn. Freeburn down low for Foley, trying to center up back for Freeburn. Rolls off his stick. Federley at the umbrella. Back over to Freeburn. They will play catch. Over to Jay. All alone in the faceoff dot. Centering pass off of the stick of Foley. Yarwood gets to it, and Ivashkin overskates it. Kept it in the zone. Jay still with it. Faceoff dot, and a shot high the target.
Just a little too greedy there, Brooks, from Ivashkin. Got to make the unselfish play, get it down the ice.
Black Bears very tired as this shift continues on here. Graham, short side, blocker saved by McVeigh. Penalty to Coachman is over. He's going to rejoin the play. Graham turnaround out in front. Knocked away by the defenseman as it looked like Coachman and Johnson had a couple more words for each other if they were not settled away. Freeburn comes away with the pass. Diving effort by Walters takes away the passing lane. 3 defensemen out on the ice for the Black Bears. Jay fanned on a pass out in front. McVeigh makes the save on the second attempt. 7:11 left to go, and the Black Bears have killed it off.
And Brooks, as Johnson skated off the ice, he almost split his thumb into a million pieces. Really wound it up and went, you know what? This is about a $300 stick. I'm not going to waste it on the side of the bench.
Frustration really starting to set in. And it looks like Justin Coachman with a few extra words on the way over the pane of glass that separates the two benches. Second period brought to you by our friends at Lofts at JC. Backhander from Schumacher is denied by Boilar out in front. Stretch pass looking for Jurch is unattainable, and Merkel, though, can't get it out of the zone. Hainzel backhands one, and McVeigh, I believe, got a piece with maybe the leg pad right there. Puck is in the blue paint. Black Bears starting a breakout in the form of Tyson Kirkby. This is offsides by a mile as Jurich was way too far ahead of the zone that time.
I'm going to be honest, Brooks, the Port Huron play also offsides. The official just got screened by one of the Huron players. Port Huron player is about 6 feet from being over the blue line as he checked back up over the blue line.
It'll be a neutral zone face-off right in front of the penalty box. Top line out for Coach Sherwood's club. Coach Sherwood in the Coyotes program, was in the ECHL at the time. The Norfolk Admirals were the Coyotes affiliate. As this play is offsides, has some good experience at the AA level. Joke around and said the Coyotes took a chance on him. Obviously signed as a free agent, worked his way up to AA.
Coyotes this year playing in Mullet Stadium, I believe, Brooks.
Mullet Arena.
Mullet Arena.
Oh yeah, a little 5,000 person barn, about the same size as the Veterans Arena. But a true college party atmosphere down at Arizona State, as McVay will cover up. It's good because, you know, it's filled every night. Bad news is it's only 5,000, but if you're a guy playing Division I hockey at Arizona State, you're really excited because
quality of life upgrades from the Arizona Coyotes are huge. Similar to what the Buffalo Bills did at St. John Fisher, where they hold their training camp. The quality of life there for those college football players at St. John Fisher is outstanding to have NFL level amenities.
McVay keeps the paddle down off the face-off. This will be icing if the Black Bears are not the first to it. Parker does a good job beating it out. As that puck's going to be deflected up off of the glass, stays. I said in play for Mar angle, but I think it lands on the bench of Port Huron. It'll come all the way back. No delay of game.
Right in Minnie's lap, Brooks. And by the way, Minnie is definitely an ironic name at best. Looks about 6'4" out without skates, 225. He is one of the toughest guys on Port Huron, one of the toughest guys in the Fed. Win by the Binghamton Black Bears, but quickly stolen by Port Huron. 3-on-2 for the Black Bears. Get it deep into the Port Huron, gets it deep into the zone.
Whitecomb will just keep it in temporarily, but Newberg throws it out. Ivashkin collects it at the blue line. Tries to get it over to Parker, but a little bit too far in front for Ivashkin to put a good pass on. Vartiainen comes away with it, but Parker still on the forward check. Gets it into the Olam's polygon corner. Out in front, Ivashkin tried to poke one in. That would have been goal number 10 for double digits. Last time the Black Bears had double digits, it broke the scoreboard. On a costly turnover for Ivashkin. As Thompson gives his man a rough ride, Vartiainen will just dump it in behind the net of McVay. Walters thought about wrapping it around very quickly, but instead settles it down for Austin Thompson. Thompson over, great pass over to Lewis. Lewis in alone, tries to go through the 5-hole, and the goaltender makes the save. Then comes over to collect the rebound. 4:58 left to go here. We're going to talk to Alex when we come back on Fox Sports 1430 in Binghamton. Welcome back to the action on Fox 1430 in Binghamton. We want to tell you about our friends over at The Learning Ladder. The Learning Ladder has child care centers both in Endicott and Johnson City, and they enroll children ages 6 weeks to 12 years old. Call 607-770-3806 for an appointment today to walk through one of their facilities. Come join their family and they will help your child grow.
As somebody who works in education, Brooke, those sort of amazing facilities like the Learning Ladder can really help with child development in such crucial ages when you have such a wide spectrum of 6 months to 12 years old.
Face-off won by the Prowlers as they try to get it out of the zone. It's the captain, Henning, skating away with it through the neutral zone. Has it on his backhand, shoves off a hit from Fitzgerald, but Fitzgerald takes away the puck on a last-ditch effort. Pass trying to connect with Schumacher out at the blue line is too far out in front, and Port Huron will have to bring it out of their own zone and touch up. Black Bears leading 9-1. Good stretch pass, and here comes Matt Graham. But Fitzgerald bodies his man out in front, and a good tie-up by Mac Lewis legally through the blue paint. Schultz crosses the line, tries to find D'Angelo, but D'Angelo has his stick impeded. Legally, though, no call from the officials. Going to take a very blatant penalty probably for the Black Bears to go back on the power play, Alex, up by 8 goals here tonight on a Friday. And now Jurich crosses the line. They're onside. He tries to dance around a man. He's unsuccessful. Just gets it down low for Thompson. Thompson swipes at it. Let Kirkby try to get to it. Held in, though, at the line by Coachman. Goes down to a diving effort, but a 2-on-1 the other way. Johnson and Freeburn, but a great back check by Tyson Kirkby. And those are the plays that maybe you think Black Bears don't make up by 8 as they go through the motions and start to coast.
Right in the tuchus, Brooks. That one had to sting.
Yeah, that shot definitely hurt. Jurich through the face-off dot. Centering up for Kirkby, looking for the hat trick. Just too far out in front of Tyson's stick. He risks at it, and 3:19 left to go here in this one. Kirkby tries to get it down low and deep. It's unsuccessful. Yarwood has it go through his legs, but recollects it. And Black Bears are playing a little sloppy in the neutral zone right now, and that puck is going to be thrown into the crowd. Look out.
Fan in section 26, looks like a row. DD searching for a puck right now, Brooks, as Port Huron just lifted that one out of play. Sent that to a fan who's wearing a Black Bears hoodie.
Looks like a fan's going home with a game souvenir. Center ice face-off, a set play. They've tried to flick it ahead for Ivashkin. Going to be melted down by the goaltender. 3 minutes left to go here in this one. Much better period from Port Huron. They up the shots on goal. They play the period even, 1-1 so far, but a little bit too late here in this one.
Yeah, and Brooks is one of those where it almost seems like there's I don't want to say a gentleman's agreement, but there seems to be a little less gas on the fire for both teams. You know, Binghamton's not, it almost seems like, I don't want to say youth rules, but you know, one of those times where you're up a lot and you're not really you're not going for your full send plays. You're not setting up your every set play. You're not working your full cycles. Seems like everybody's kind of taking their foot off the gas. 9-1 with the Tyson Kirkby tipping. As we see on the Heinz Energy replay, we'll do that to both teams.
Newberg, D'Angelo, and, no, excuse me, that's Newberg, Parker, and Ivashkin back out there. Great 8s and Josh Newberg. It's going to be knocked out of the zone, though, by Port Huron. As Chartrand throws it over to Foley. Foley comes down the right wing side. Back for Vartiainen. Has his wrist shot blocked by Newberg. Good stick by the center getting back defensively. And now Ivashkin skates away 2-on-2. Tries to go through Foley, but that gate is closed. Not a lot of real estate right there for Ivashkin to try to scoot his way through. And the Prowlers come the other way. Chartrand crosses the line. Offsides, though, on the delay. Parker looking for the hat trick. Skates away. Right wing side. Slows up. Waits for reinforcements. Ivashkin wrist shot blocked by the leg of Rodrigue. And back out to neutral ice. Black Bears touch up. Yarwood comes in. 1-on-1. Dancing around backhand. Denied by Yarwood. And Rodrigue elects to play the puck, keep the clock moving. 2 minutes left to go here in the middle frame. Thompson and Ivashkin try to fight for it, but Port Huron comes away. And Freeburn now crosses the line on sides. Gets taken down to the ice. Appears to be shaken up a little bit. Looks like cooler heads are going to prevail that time, as it may be the skates of Yarwood and Freeburn get tangled up.
I think that's what Yarwood was checking most, Brooks. Freeburn got really close to Yarwood's skates, and that's always something scary when you see that from a player. You never want somebody getting into your skates.
Behind the play, Fitzgerald blows a tire, and the puck is going to be thrown out, and Minnie 1-on-1 against Merkel as it roll off of his stick. Not too many offensive chances here in the final half of the second period, but now Yates on the line, crosses over. Dancing around short side, denied by the goaltender once again. Yates has tried the same shot 3 times. It's worked once so far as the 1 minute call goes out here.
I'm going to be honest, Brooks. I think Rodrigue thought that was in the back of the net. The way he kind of reacted, he dropped his head, and then the play just kind of kept going.
Kirkby was looking for the hat trick, and he's stone cold robbed by Rodrigue on that one. Rodrigue's best save of the night, and perhaps the best save coming from either goaltender from Port Huron, as Tyson Kirkby had the hat trick ready to go, loaded up. Take a look at the Heinz Energy replay. Oh, that's not the one.
Well, Brooks, that was looking at the shot where I think Rodrigue thought it went in the back of the net. He kind of just dropped his head into.
Kirkby looking for the hat trick right there as Alex was finishing his thought off of the shoulder. Rodrigue did everything to get his body in front of it. Kirkby gets taken down. No call provided. Crowd wanted one, but that's going to be one that you're just going to have to moan at. Rodrigue sets it up back on a tee for Schumacher rather. Yates settles it down. 20 seconds left to go.
Brooks, Alex Johnson.
Jurich down low to Kirkby. Kirkby loses it. Regains it, though, as they battle for it. 10 seconds left to go in the period. Lar has it hop over his stick. The Black Bears are not on sides. They have to touch up. 5 seconds left to go here in the period. And the Black Bears are going to carry an 8-goal advantage into the locker room once again after 40 minutes of play. Much different period that time. Binghamton turns it on a little bit at the end of the period. Separate themselves in the shots on goal. Binghamton 28, Port Huron 20, and the score remains 9 for the Black Bears and 1 for the Prowlers. We'll talk about it when we come back on the second period Excite Motorsports Intermission Report after these messages. Folks, don't go anywhere. More to come after these messages.
Here's Len Pitcher.
All right, Frank, Happy New Year to you, and Happy New Year to all of you Black Bear fans. Got some special helpers tonight. Of course, tonight is Mascot Mania.
Into the slot, and Kirkby scores on the one-timer. You do not want to miss 1 minute of Binghamton Black Bear action this upcoming season. With individual game tickets as low as $10 and outstanding group rates, there is no reason to wait to get your tickets to book your group. Call 607-722-7367 or check us out online at binghamtonblackbears.com.
Power outages are a thing of the past when you have a Generac home standby generator installed by the team at American Electric. Give them a call today or visit them on the web at aegenerators.com.
If you're looking to install a beautiful, durable, and handcrafted countertop, call Alice James Construction. The Southern Tier's most trusted stone fabrication will design and install your dream countertop and let you choose from a premium selection of natural stones like marble, granite, or quartzite. Stone or granite countertops starting as low as $35 per square foot installed. Schedule your free quote and receive a free sink with your countertop project. Call 607-275-5495.
Getting your hands on an all-new CF Moto side-by-side or four-wheeler is now easier than ever at ExciteMotorsports.com. Purchase your next power sports vehicle with our new, easy, and quick online buying experience. Browse inventory on ExciteMotorsports.com. Buy, get approved for financing and e-sign online right from your phone. Ride, have your new power sport vehicle delivered to your home the next day at no extra charge. Browse, buy, ride. Fun starts here at ExciteMotorsports.com.
Whether you're a high school or college athlete or a weekend warrior, Guthrie is the area's premier sports medicine program, offering injury evaluation, concussion management, physical therapy, and more. With a full team of providers across New York and Pennsylvania offering same or next day appointments, Guthrie gets you back in the game as quickly as possible. Call the Guthrie Sports Medicine team today at 866-GUTHRIE or learn more at guthrie.org/sportsmed.
All about you make me think of good things.
Good things.
Like calming tempers down.
Good things.
And passing them around.
So stand up and cheer. Well, that's good beer.
Good things.
Share a good-natured Canadian Pilsner.
1017.
Best radio station. Keeps getting better.
Better music selection.
Best ever. Makes me feel better.
Number 1 for music and fun.
It's like the best ever.
Magic 1017. 100% local.
Are you looking for a new place to live? Lofts at JC is the official housing partner of the Binghamton Black Bears and the only luxury housing provider offering both 2 and 3 bedroom units, fully furnished for a modern living lifestyle. Lofts at JC is centrally located in the heart of the Tri-Cities area, located at 128 Grand Avenue in Johnson City. Housing applications are accepted online at loftsatjc.com. Once again, that's loftsatjc.com.
A wreck is a wreck. An arrest is an arrest. Alcohol, cough syrup, painkillers, sleeping pills. It doesn't matter. Impaired is impaired, and it will be prosecuted. Going out tonight? Your local police will be out too. Don't drive. Get a ride. Brought to you by your New York State Stop DWI program.
1025 The Vault. Classic hits. 1025 The Vault. We are 100% local.
Black Bear fans, it's now time for the Bricks Barber Company Clip of the Week. Hodgepodge, a power play commit by Hopkins on the back door for Jurich. He scores! Goal number 300 for Tyler Jurich. And here comes the entire team. 300 professional goals for Tyler Jurich.
Brooks, Tyler Jurich saw that goal all the way. It's just such an impressive goal for your 300th goal. A very heady play from a longtime veteran.
Bricks Barber Company located in the number 5 Commons at 41 South Washington Street right here in downtown Binghamton. Give them a visit today. Now it's time to take a look back from the previous Tully's Good Times with Coach show. Make sure to subscribe to the Binghamton Black Bears YouTube page so you can catch every show. Join us for the next live show at Tully's on the Vestal Parkway. Mr. 300, Tyler Jurich. Tyler, thanks for spending some time out of your very busy schedule and setting it aside for us here at Tully's after such a big milestone and momentous occasion.
Thanks for having me, Brooksy.
Well, you know, we have to add you into the Two-Timers Club here at the Tully's Good Time Show. We talked to you at the very beginning of the year, and what a better time than now at the halfway point of the season after you scored your 300th career goal in professional hockey. Before we get to the goal, let's just talk about where the team is. We're exactly halfway through the regular season, still halfway to go with 23 more games, and then who knows how many playoff games there will be this year for the Black Bears. What has stood out to you the most so far through the first 23 games?
I would definitely say our talent level. We're obviously a very talented team. We just got to put everything together, and like the way we played this weekend is a perfect example, so we just got to be consistent the rest of the year.
Okay, and on the opposite side of that, what's the one thing that you guys want to improve on the most for the final 23 games of the set?
I'd probably say have a little bit of faster starts, but I think consistency will be the biggest thing for us, just every game play the same way.
Well, consistency has been the name of the game for the Black Bears. A 3-game win streak right now currently. And last time they lost, it was on the 16th against the Watertown Wolves at home. That was a 5-2 game. You know, you scored your 300th professional goal. You also extended your point streak to 48 straight games, dating back to last season that ended against the Watertown Wolves last time. And now we're going back and facing off against Port Huron. But before we get to Port Huron, let's talk about the power play goal that got you to the 300 mark. And we were joking about it a little bit off air. Some people say you chose not to get off the ice. Some people said you couldn't get off because the puck was in play. He's like, oh, like, you know, you're on the far side of the ice. You get set up on a pass, a beautiful pass from Nikita Ivashkin across the crease, and you beat your former teammate Owen Liskowitz with a tap-in on the back door for goal number 300. Just what does that goal and getting to that point mean for you and your career?
I mean, it's awesome. I've obviously played with a lot of good players that helped me along the way. I was pressing a little bit to get the 300th goal, but
I just, tried to block all that out, and Nikita gave me a great pass, and it was a lot of fun. It was awesome.
Okay, now, serious question. Can you confirm or deny that you purposely did not shoot the puck in Watertown the night before to not get the milestone on the road?
I would never do anything like that, but I'm glad it worked out where I did it at home in front of, what do we have, 4,400 people.
Well, it was a great crowd, 4,000 people on Saturday. You got to witness history. And did you know that the whole team was going to come over when you scored, or was that a surprise? Like, you turn around after the celebration. I saw you almost kind of take a sigh of relief that you finally got it. And next thing you knew, it was almost like a dog pile over on the boards in front of the penalty box side.
I had a couple guys ask me, "Well, you want us to come out?" And I said no. But obviously, that's awesome. That made it a lot of fun. I appreciate all of them. It's an awesome team to be around.
Well, it was a great moment to just be present, and I'm lucky that you let me be a part of that moment. It was great talking about you, coming through your youth career, your juniors, up and down in the minors, your ECHL days here, and you've really made a name for yourself, top 2 in scoring last year across the entire league, and a real big milestone that you accomplished. And honestly, probably my favorite videos of the night didn't even occur on the ice. It was the locker room celebration when you came in. Thanks to the equipment staff for taking the video once again, and just the complete, Gatorade bath. As soon as you walk in, not a water bottle in sight made it through that night. And then you guys singing along in the locker room stalls, swaying back and forth, everything like that. That's truly what I think, like, when you think of team, that's what I'm going to picture in my head for, the coming weeks here in Binghamton. But just how big was it celebrating in the locker room like that, even though you guys already won the game? You got the 3 points, regulation win, and then you still get to have that little celebration afterwards.
Well, I would say we always look forward to winning because we could do our little song in the locker room like we did. Obviously, the water bath I got was too cold for me, but it was fun. It was just way too much water. Maybe something else next time, lukewarm.
Yeah, it looked like your jersey was absolutely soaked after that one.
Yeah, equipment's still wet today after 3 days off. So.
Okay, well that's good. Hopefully you don't get a rash.
No,
anything like that, and just got to keep airing out, putting it in front of some dry fans. Now 300 has passed. We're on to the next milestone, and it's going to be trying to chase down the all-time goals leader in the FPHL. That's on the radar, one game at a time. It's not going to happen in one night. If it did, I might quit. But along the way, it also means that the Black Bears are probably going to win more games. So we talked about consistency being one of the things that you want the Black Bears to work on. And we talked to Coach Sherwood earlier tonight, with going through a personnel change behind the bench, people getting more opportunities. Ivashkin on the penalty kill, for example. We're seeing some different guys on the power play, maybe just trying some things out, almost like we're back to square one. But you guys have a pretty big cushion over the third-place team right now in Watertown. Yeah. How do you envision the next 23 games going for Binghamton?
I see it going very positive for us. We have a lot of guys who've gained a lot of confidence in the last couple days. Sherzy's been a great addition for us, just a calming influence to players. Just looks like everybody's kind of rejuvenated in a way. As long as we play our game and play hard and stay together and play as a team, we're going to win a lot of games.
All right. Well, Tyler, I couldn't have said it better myself. You're one of the leaders on and off the ice for this squad. I think everybody thinks very highly of you, not only down in the locker room, but of course on the Black Bear staff as well, always being polite, coming up, saying hi. All those kind of things goes a long way, not only in the game of hockey, but also in the game of life. So, Tyler, congratulations on 300. Cheers to 300 more.
Thank you.
Yeah, 300 more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
That's fine. All right.
Okay, all right. Here to hear first. 300 more goals coming from Tyler Jurch. We want to thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight on YouTube, joining us here inside Tully's. We'll be back again next week, Tuesday at 6 p.m. for the next edition of the Tully's Good Times with Coach Show. For Josh Williams on the ones and twos, the teardown and setup crew, I'm Brooks Hill. Everybody at the Binghamton Black Bears, have a good one, everybody.
Fans, don't forget that the next Tully's Good Times with Coach Show will be this upcoming Tuesday, January 10th at 6 p.m. at Tully's on the Vestal Parkway location. Join myself, Brooks Hill, and interim head coach Brent Sherwood as we talk all things Black Bears for the hour. We can't wait to see you out there.
That's won by Port Huron. Port Huron passes around their defense, gets into the skates of the defender, and is dropped down at center ice.
Now Gavin Yates trying to push away 2-on-1. Kirkby back in the slot. Paddle down, though, from Rodriguez. Knocks it away from Yates. And Port Huron will clear the zone. Freeborn goes 1-on-1 with Colin Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald takes a whack at the puck. Impedes the progress of the runner going down the ice as Freeborn throws it back up to the point. Held in, though, by the captain. Henning has a wrist shot. Blocked by McVeigh. Rebound is steered aside. Jurich will just try to chop it out of the zone into the skates of the defenseman. Yates in a foot race with Whitecomb. Didn't win it. But the puck comes all the way to the goaltender, who will melt it.
And a loose puck. That is not the guy. Mr. 300 is not the guy you want with a free puck directly in front of your net. Seems like there's a little bit of miscommunication between Port Huron and Binghamton. Binghamton thinking it is on the correct side. Port Huron thinking it was on the incorrect side for the draw, Brooks. Port Huron wins the draw again, passes it up the middle, and is carried over center ice. We got a 3-on-2 opportunity for Port Huron. A shot. Riley McVeigh fights it off into his glove on a pop fly. An easy pop fly catch there, Brooks.
Well, right there, it was really weird, Alex, because McVeigh left his skates on a little hop, used the blocker, and kind of like you said, a pop fly or a fair catch, just put it right back in his mitt, like a guy out at practice just throwing it up in the air.
That's something I've noticed, Brooks. I think with these synthetics rather than the real glass boards a lot of teams use, teams try that high pass off the boards because it pops down and lands right in front of the net.
Icing against the Black Bears, which will come all the way back.
Luckily off a fresh change there, we got line 2 on the ice. Walters and Yarwood on the defense with Nikita Ivashkin, Brett Parker, who have both played so well tonight. And Josh Newberg, this second line has played maybe the best out of any line so far tonight.
They've certainly scored a couple of goals tonight. Parker with 2, Ivashkin with 1. Parker's still looking for his first hat trick as a member of the Black Bears. Spent a little bit of time in Danbury last year before coming over, playing in some games. Came back, was very excited. Federally, though, backhands it out in front, and McVeigh intercepts the pass, puts it right down, and decides no further play.
And a smart play, Brooke. It lets you get a full line change out there, get that line 3 out there. Merkel coming out on defense. Thompson, D'Angelo, Lewis, and Coachman's out there as well.
Have to think about it for the Black Bears, too. You're going to get Taylor Cutting back tomorrow off of his 2-game suspension. The Cutting family will be in attendance tomorrow night. Purchased a skybox this week. A big shout out to Mr. Cutting for supporting the Black Bears and also his son.
Papa Butcher.
And now D'Angelo crosses the line. He holds up, tries to throw it into the centering zone for Thompson, but instead it finds the stick of Lauri Vartiainen. He just wraps it around the boards. McVeigh sets it up on a tee. And D'Angelo takes a quick peek down the ice, sees that nothing's there, and will start the breakout from scratch. Lewis can't handle the puck on the first try, so he'll just circle in the defensive zone, try again. Lewis on his forehand. Face-off dot. Shot blocked on the way through by Foley. I believe got a stick to it. Merkel holds the line. A knuckle puck. And Rodriguez has to kick that one out with a purpose.
I think, Brooks, if there's not a line change on the play, that could be another goal for the Binghamton Black Bears. That was it right in the slot where that rebound landed. You have to think if somebody's there who just changed out for Tyson Kirkby, that's probably a goal.
Yates trying to hold the line. He gets backed out of the zone by Jay. Jay tries to drag around Fitzgerald, but a great play by the youngster Colin Fitzgerald to keep the puck, keep his man in front of him. Tyson Kirkby comes away with a takeaway as Yates just tried to kick it to himself, Pele style. And now Freeborn back over to Graham. Looks like Fitzgerald caught a stick up high, centering pass, knocked away by Kirkby. Fitzgerald trying to decide if he was going to go after his stick or not. Defenseman needs a stick. Tries to block a shot, and instead, I don't think Yates, Kirkby, or Jurich are all interested in giving away there, so Colin Yates will just skate over to the bench while the puck is still in play. Yates will intercept a pass right at the blue line. Black Bears can go 3-on-2 if they hurry. Yates back over to Kirkby, one-timer wide, looking for the hat trick. Kept in the zone, though, by Walters. Kirkby working on the slap shot very heavily yesterday at practice as the puck finally hits Fitzgerald's stick, which is still out on the ice. Schultz crosses the line. Pro wrist shot off of the goal and in. Double digits for the Black Bears. The captain joins the party as Jake Schultz cashes in.
And that was just an excellent shot, Brooks, by Schultz. Just one of those probers. You throw at the net, hope it gets in the back of the net. No one really ever stepped up to him. He got a little stick up into the rib cage. However, against a guy who's as tall and long as Jake Schultz, you're never going to be able to do that with that little play. Just one of the harder shots on this team. Throws it at the trapper and just beats him over the trapper. And again, like I've been saying all night, Brooks, Rodriguez there had to check to see if the puck was in his glove, and that time it was in the back of the net.
Black Bears are pouring it on. The most goals scored since opening night in the 10-1 defeat over Elmira. Fourth of the season.
Scored by the captain, number 4,
Jake Schultz.
Unassisted.
It's an unassisted goal. First unassisted goal of the night. Now Parker, wrist shot. Trying to go through the 5-hole. Rodriguez makes the easy save, but instead of allowing the rebound, he'll just bring it back to his glove and trap it.
Got a little pushing and shoving there. Ivashkin got a little bit of a cheap shot from one of the Port Huron players, Alex Johnson, the I Love Turtles guy. And, you know, it's just one of those things. You're down 10-1. Why are you taking a cheap shot on a guy off the ice play? Like, seriously, that's what you're going to do? You're gonna take a cheap shot on a guy down 10-1? Like, I know you love turtles, but show some class.
It's another Northeastern Striping Corporation penalty kill. First one of the period for either side. Binghamton has taken 3 penalties tonight. It's Nikita Ivashkin, a 2-minute minor. Trying to see that one come through on the live stat sheet. Might have called roughing there. Hasn't come through yet, and the announcement has not been made once we get to it.
It was an unsportsmanlike Brooks.
The old UC.
But Brooks, anyone who's done coaching in their life will tell you, and they always teach youth athletes this, it's not the guy who does it, it's the guy who reacts. They'll get you 100 times out of 100 for reacting.
Unsportsmanlike conduct for Nikita Ivashkin with 15:06 left to go here in the third period. Prowlers power play 1 for 2 on the night. They cross the line. Freeborn high slot back for Johnson. Wrist shot save made by McVeigh. Parker's going to come and whack it out of the zone. That'll get the crowd a slight applause as Rodriguez just tries to up the puck all the way back up to the blue line. Touched up by Graham.
Change for the Black Bears, Brooks, getting everybody off.
And that's a good heads-up play by Rodriguez. If he knows that the Black Bears are changing right there, to just go ahead and throw it. Don't let the puck stay in the defensive zone for too long. Lewis on the forward check. Overskated by Port Huron. Thompson trying to get in on the fun as Jake Schultz just tallies his 4th goal of the season, that one unassisted. It's going to be slapped around the boards and out of the zone. Halfway through the Northeastern Striping Corporation penalty kill to Akita Ivashkin. And now it'll be a 200-foot breakout for Austin Federley and company. Federley has it roll off his stick. Black Bears doing a good job gapping up at the line. Lewis gets to the puck and throws it all the way down the ice. 40 seconds left to go. Final third of the penalty killing now for the Black Bears as Gavin Yates has made his way out onto the ice with Tyson Kirkby killing this penalty. Don't see Yates kill too many penalties for the Black Bears this season. Remember, he missed all that time earlier this year as a leveling hit is put on by Tyson Kirkby on Federley. That'll get the crowd excited.
Federley feeling it there a little bit, Brooks.
Chartrand's stick is knocked right out of his hands. He's got to hold on to it with 2 hands. Yates circles the wagon. Physicality maybe picking up here As Yates tries to dance through the entire Port Huron power play unit, Ivashkin's out of the box. Penalty time is up. Yates trying to find Ivashkin, but is unsuccessful that time. 1 for 3 for Port Huron tonight on the power play, at least so far. Yates now crossing the line on sides onto the forehand. He's going to try to circle the net, but gets it poked away by Gio Mini. Thrown back out into the Black Bears zone. The captain takes over. Ups it for Jurich. 3-on-2. Too far behind Kirkby. Loses his stick in the process. Good job from Tyler Zwig, handing over a stick over the boards to make sure Kirkby can be a part of the play. Fitzgerald over to Kirkby. And he had it fumbled off his tape. Now he'll skate off to the bench. Or actually try to grab his other stick as well. If the referee was paying attention right there, that's actually a penalty, Alex. Can't hold two sticks at the same time, but look out. Breakaway for Brett Parker. The hat trick on the line. He scores!
And Brooks, a franchise record, hat trick franchise record. Send the fans home with some scoregami for the Black Bears.
Hats rain down here in Binghamton. Back-to-back nights that the Black Bears have tallied hat tricks.
I think that's back-to-back, correct, Brooks? Because Anderson had to go 3 goals.
3 games in a row with the hat trick. You're correct. Back-to-back home games as well, of course. But now we got a linesman picking up some hats. First time for everything.
Maybe he's picking out a souvenir for when he heads home.
Brett Parker on the breakaway just elevates it over the blocker. A franchise record, 11 goals in a game for the Black Bears. They lead by 10. Hats make their way off of the ice thanks to the Worldwide Sports Supply ice crew.
Graham trying to motivate the troops, Brooks. It's always hard when somebody puts up their own franchise records and goals scored on you. Try to get up for the second period. There's 12 minutes left. This could get a lot worse. We got a hat down, though, by the penalty box. And one right over by the tunnel. I think our ice crews have missed.
Well, that one's white, so that one blends in.
You know, that is an impressive thing to see, though, from Port Huron. Graham getting up, trying to get his guys into this. It's a difficult situation, 11-1, but you got to show some energy. You got to show some life. You got to get after it, because if you drop that energy, it could get a lot worse quickly.
Black Bears have the first goal of the third period, the third of the night for Brett Parker. Excuse me, the second of the period. I lost count.
And the franchise record, Brooks, for most in one game by the Binghamton Black Bears.
Josh Newberg coming up with another point. Black Bears looking for more. Parker has it knocked off his stick, and he gets hit into the boards by Whitecomb. And those two are going at it with each other just a little bit.
Behind the bleachers, behind section 1. Thank you.
And Ivashkin has it on his stick. Parker and Thompson still out there on the ice. Looks like they're going to call Brett Parker off. He will. Ivashkin now. Great effort on the play from Shoemaker.
You have to feel bad for Thompson there. If Ivashkin gets his eyes up, that's an easy goal for Thompson. I believe his first point of the night. Almost giving us a full team point night. Almost.
Black Bears 33 shots on goal. 11 of them have gone in. That is 33% for all of you math majors. D'Angelo now in the face-off dot, drops it back for Boylard, jumping the rush. Boylard takes a hit from Johnson. And Boylard, though, will settle it down. Throw a wrist shot, tipped, and trying to bat it out of midair was Thompson, trying to get a goal any way he can. D'Angelo behind the net, centers up for Coachman. Coachman, wrist shot, Save made by Rodrigue.
You got to feel for Thompson Brooks. He's trying to get on the stat sheet. You hate to be, especially like an offensive outpouring like this, you hate to be one of the few guys without a point, specifically as a forward. And he just can't buy good luck tonight. You know, if he called heads, it would be tails. If he called tails, it would be heads. If he flipped the coin and called them both, it would land directly on its side. Just can't get a goaltender. Just can't get a point tonight.
He's still got 10-12 left to go. We'll find out if Thompson can get on the score sheet after these messages on Fox Sports 1430 Binghamton. The hats have been cleaned off the ice, and Brett Parker gets his first hat trick as a Binghamton Black Bear. Sets the franchise record, 11 goals in a single game. Black Bears now up by 10. Set play off the face-off as Mac Lewis absolutely floors his man down to the ice. We might see that one in the Sunday Slammer coming up in a couple of weeks here inside the arena.
I'll tell you what, Brooks, Mac Lewis and Federley were really giving it to each other earlier in an earlier shift. I think this is a continuation of just some bad blood between the two teams.
Puck becomes available after McVeigh makes another save. Got a feel for Riley. The only one that's gone in so far tonight has gone off of his back on the power play. Could be talking about 11-0 shutout right now, but it's already gone. But a 10-goal victory could still be in the cards for the Black Bears tonight, outfitted in their alternate greens. Tomorrow night, Black Bears will be wearing the traditional home black jerseys. We could still have another hat trick in this one. As Yates skates away with it, comes down the left wing side. Wrist shot, glove save made by Rodrigue.
They've really been challenging the Port Huron Prowlers goalies tonight. Trapper's side, they've really been aggressively attacking that.
Collision of the game.
9:16 here. And we are going to take another media timeout as we're going to double up here in the third period. Don't go anywhere, folks. More to come on Fox 1430.
Celebrating a birthday with us here tonight, we have Matthew Goldstone is 16. Happy birthday, Chelsea Runker. Savannah Greenan is 18. Brad Gross is 40. Chase Frisbee is 9. Sean is 55. Valerie Cunningham, happy birthday, 54 years old. And Brianna Bailey is 22. Thanks for celebrating your birthday with the Black Bears.
Return to the ice tomorrow, Saturday, January 7th.
Welcome back to the action. Brooks Hill and Alex Jones here on the call. Don't forget, you can still get your tickets for tomorrow night's game. It's bobblehead giveaway night presented by our friends over at IBM. You can get tickets at binghamtonblackbears.com, or you can visit, you can call the office at 607-722-7367. Fitzgerald now in control of the puck behind the net. And Yates will skate away out of his own zone, crosses all three lines all by himself. Coast-to-coast play. Gavin Yates taken down right out in front, but the goaltender makes the save. That was a 200-foot skate for Gavin Yates, who almost buried it for the 12th goal of the night.
And Brooks, Christian Whitecomb didn't really seem to get mad about that one. The reason why is Schumacher had more to do with Yates going the ice than Yates did himself. No harm, no foul.
Face-off won by Port Huron as Federally won it off of Gavin Yates. Jurich centers up for Kirkby. Wrist shot, high and wide. Knocked out of midair, though, by Wycombe.
That was going to be another one, Brooks. That would have been an easy bouncing goal if Rodriguez tried to re-go his line.
And I don't know if anybody would have had any hats left. They've already thrown them one time. Merkel, though, toes the line. That would have been Kirkby's third hat trick of the season, second of the night. And Jurich and Whitecomb get familiar with each other down low near the goal line, and that will allow Johnson to skate away with the puck. Throws a low angle wrist shot. McVeigh barely gets his stick to it, though. And a good takeaway, though, by Colin Fitzgerald. Skating away now is Colin. Dumps the puck in himself. Plays on sides, first to it. Backhands it out in front. Nobody home, dressed in green. And looks like we're going to have a penalty called. An elbowing is the indication.
Hey, it's the I Like Turtles guy, Brooks.
Alex Johnson sitting down in the penalty box for the second time tonight. 7:50 left to go here in the third period. Johnson has both of the penalties. This time it looks like it's going to be an elbowing call. Black Bears power play is 1 for 1 on the night. We'll see if they can go 2 for 2. Second unit getting the start. One back to Jake Schultz. Goes D to Fitzgerald, who drew the last penalty. Ivashkin down low to Thompson. Centers up for Parker, looking for goal number 4. That would have been the most this year by a Black Bear. Wrist shot. Thompson tipped it out in front, but Rodriguez makes the save. Thompson, low angle, swallowed up by the goaltender. And you can tell that Thompson's fighting very, very hard to make sure he gets a point tonight.
Well, and Brooks Mini there almost had a glove save as that shot was taken by Ivashkin. He stuck his hand out there. However, that could have been disastrous consequences. As we see so often on the power play, a tip and a bounce in leads to a goal incredibly often. Black Bears lose the draw to the Port Huron Prowlers, but it's going to stay in the zone. Ivashkin keeps the puck. Pulls it down low to Parker. Parker holds the puck back. And we got a goal, Brooks. Thompson on the goal.
There you go, Alex. Way to go. Maybe his first play-by-play hockey call. And if his broadcasting career, Alex Jones, takes you through Austin Thompson's goal on the power play, it's 12-1 Binghamton here in this one. Thompson's 10th goal of the season.
And Brooks, I think that's what we call if it's not a thing, this is what I'm starting to call it. It's a combo meal where you have every single forward on the team having a penalty, having a point.
Don't have to take the James sheet on that one. I think Ivashkin definitely getting the primary assist, but I'm going to add up his points real quick. Assist, and a goal, 4 points.
Port Huron wins the draw, takes the puck deep into the Black Bear zone. A weak shot on net that just misses the back of the cage. Played behind. Pass in front, blocked by JT Walters. She blocks the shot as well. Parker throws his man to the ice. Jade goes down, and Parker goes to the penalty box.
6:55 left to go here in this one. As we get a look at the Heinz Energy replay, Thompson's out in front, getting knocked down by the captain. Cashes in, and now every forward has a point for the Black Bears tonight. All 9.
Brooks, you're the one keeping the score sheet here. Who's left who does not have a goal yet? Because I think it might be Tyler Jurich.
Tyler Jurich has a point.
But does he have a goal, I'm asking?
No, he does not have a goal.
Binghamton wins the draw, gets tied up in the skates as it gets left the zone, though, however. Great play. Ivashkin puts pressure on the puck, pass across the ice. Foley takes it up the right wing, deep into the zone, passes up time to Vernon. Vernon plays it across the ice. It's on the circle, pass down low for the Huron, right across the middle, and exploded over the net. Lands up, though, in the face-off circle with one of the Black Bears going down. Didn't catch a number there, Brooks. Shot and goal for the Prowlers on the power play. You know what, Brooks? I'm going to leave the play call on to you because when I do it, bad things happen for the Black Bears.
If Vartiainen cashes in, you don't got to think about it like that, Alex. It was a power play goal. Vartiainen's 12th of the season. I was checking up on some homework, and Alex, you were right. Tyler Jurich is the only forward to not score tonight.
Mr. 300.
Looking for 3:01 as Port Huron will get some applause from the crowd. Here they cut the deficit back down to 10.
I think there's a hint of sarcasm with that, Brooks.
I'm running out of spots on my scoring sheet, though. That is something that is serious. We'll see how that one comes through. It's all Binghamton, though, here tonight. They still have a ton of time left to go.
Number 85, Larry Varshanen. Assisted by number 94, Evan Foley, and number 21, Dan Chartrand. Time of the goal, 13:38 on the power play.
And go the other way. Looks like a little bit of extracurricular between Boilar and Federally. 6 minutes left to go here in this one. Shots on goal, 41-25. And Boilar tries to take a run at Federally on the way through. And now Boilar and Federally going at it. Kirkby and Johnson get a hold of each other. Coachman takes Johnson down.
I mean, they're such close friends. I think it's just a little, you know, a little messing around, you know, just kind of a little bit of horseplay among friends.
They're going to send Coachman in as well. The referee's telling Federally he's got to go too, and he can't believe it. He's the one who got his helmet knocked off.
Well, I mean, Brooks, he got to watch out. It looks like he's got a fresh perm. If that perm hits the ice, that thing's going to completely deactivate, which we learned in Legally Blonde in the key court case.
You know, we were making pretty good time. And now we start to slow down with all these penalties being issued out.
And you know, Brooks, that's a little bit of a rarity with both sets of defensive pairmen being in the penalty box at the same time. It's very rare to see that happen. But again, you know, as we've seen all night, when you got a guy, genuinely, when you have a guy like Alex Johnson on the ice, who's one of those guys who's the mess around but not find out type of person, immediately goes to a turtle, puts his hands up like, what, I didn't do anything, after giving Tyson Kirkby some business and going after one of the mains. And, you know, it's just one of those things. You hate to see it because you got two defenders in the box now. Little jaw now, too, between Schultz and Johnson as well.
This will be a 5-on-4 traditional power play. Coachman with the extra two.
Minors and then a roughing on Coachman.
Port Huron takes control of the face-off, looking for their third power play goal of the night. That's been the bright spot for the Prowlers. They're 2 for 4 on the power play, 50% on the year. If you're looking for positives, there it is. Newberg throws the puck out of the zone, off the stick of Johnson, and it comes all the way out as we get near the final 5:15 left to go here in tonight's contest.
It looks like a roughing on Federally, cross-check on Boilar, roughing on Coachman, Brooks, as the order of the day for penalties.
Maybe it's the Black Bears trying to send the tone that, hey, we're still going to be right here tomorrow. Puck hops the stick of Manny down low, and Schultz will throw it out of the zone.
And, you know, Brooks, like some Internet 1.0 viral videos, some of the original ones, Johnson is as catchy as Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley. He's been giving it the business, guys, all night, and you can see Ivashkin giving him some extra shoves there. Really been under everybody's skin because he's a guy who will give you the business and then turn around like, what, I didn't do anything.
Minnie crosses the line, has it knocked away temporarily by Gavin Yates, still able to wrap it down low into the Heinz Energy corner in front of the Zamboni door. Merkel tries to throw it up. Ivashkin shoves off a hit from Vartiainen, and Fitzgerald gets it on his forehand. And Colin, being able to use his speed, will be able to just get to the halfway point, throw it in, but it goes off the linesman unintentionally, doesn't get it deep. Foley crosses the line. He already has 1 goal tonight and looking for more. And he's going to have it separated from his stick. Yates going short-handed. A little bit of a speed burst from Gavin, but they cross the line.
I think we got a penalty here, Brooks, slashing, going against Watertown. Or not Watertown, Port Huron, Brooks. We played them so many times in the past 30 days, it's burned into my brain.
While Alex tries to get rid of the brain fart, we're going to take a quick timeout, come back after these messages. here on Fox 1430 Binghamton. Welcome back to the action. The Black Bears are headed once again to the power play. They are they are 2 for 2 on the night, if I update my sheet correctly. 100% so far. Power play unit 1 is still out there, but for 8 seconds they're going to be at 4-on-4.
Yeah, that was a penalty on Larry Vartayan and on a slash, a pretty blatant one on Yates as he went through the zone. You could hear it through the entire arena ring out.
Port Huron penalty to number 85, Larry Varshanen, 2 minutes for slashing.
Vartayainen gets 2 minutes for slashing, kept in though at the point by Kirkby. Jurich is the only forward to not have a goal tonight for the Black Bears, believe it or not, and Brett Parker has 3 of them.
And Brett Parker also has 3 assists on the night. He's 3 points away from the OV point trick.
Yates crosses the line on sides. Black Bears continuing to put the pedal to the metal. They work it down low. They can still get another hat trick. Kirkby down low. Back up to the point for Yarwood. In the one-timing spot for Jurich. In and out of the glove of Rodrigue. And Yarwood had vacated his spot on the far side of the ice at the blue line, and Black Bears will have to touch up.
Well, that's the only problem, Brooks, with this modern power play where you have the one quarterback holding the blue line and the 2 bumpers down low. A lot of plays squirt out along the blue line, and then you just can't keep them in the zone. But you trade that for the offensive production that comes along with it.
Yarwood sent one high and wide, and Port Huron was able to get to the loose puck. Thompson tries to wrap it around the boards, finds Yates. Works it over for Jurich. Jurich back into the faceoff dot, down low for Yates. Yates behind the net. Thought about lifting it up. Takes a heavy punch on the way through. Back over to Kirkby. Top of the umbrella for Fitzgerald. Over to Kirkby. Looking for the hat trick. Puts it on target, but kicked away. 20 seconds left to go in the penalty. Taken away at the blue line, though, by Kirkby. Kirkby and Jurich, 2-on-1. And a great defensive play on the way through. Another turnover, though. Port Huron just can't keep it out of their own zone. Schumacher giving it away, and now Vartiainen comes out of the box. 3-on-1. Black Bears with a terrible line change here. Out in front, Thompson gets back, and with a good defensive play, gets Binghamton out of dodge. Ivashkin crosses the line. Wrist shot, he scores! Ivashkin make it 13. The Black Bears are not done.
We might as well call this Freaky Friday, Brooks, because that's a 13 on a Friday.
That was a good one. I liked that one. It's not
Brooks, when you get enough opportunities, you're going to hit 1 or 2 good ones. We got 13 of them so far tonight. I got a lot of shots,
Ivashkin now with his second of the night. 91 seconds left to go here in this one. Gonna have to take a look at the game sheet. I've lost track of how many people have points tonight. So many assists, goals, and primaries.
Especially from that second line, Brooks. That has been one of the most productive lines. I think there's a bajillion points between that line at the moment.
That 13th goal is a Binghamton Black Bears franchise record.
As the PA announcer Frank Perney announces a new franchise record in goals at 13. It was at 11, but they keep on pouring it on here. 1 minute left to go here in the action. They say Ivashkin's goal is unassisted. As it stands here, centering pass denied by the Black Bears defense out in front. One more dump in ought to do it for the Black Bears, but instead Ivashkin trying to skate away, going one-on-one. He does not. 40 seconds left to go. Parker with a little bit of a shove for Freeborn on the way through. Parker with a 6-point night, highest of his career. Takes a rough ride from Foley. Then has a stick for, and Parker and Foley want to get acquainted with each other.
Well, yeah, Brooks, you can't have a sloop foot when you're down 14-2 or 13-2. Like, that's, come on. Like, what kind of class organization are we doing here?
Well, now Whitecomb is just jumping onto the pile. MJ Merkel and Whitecomb look like they're taking off the gloves. They want to let each other go.
I mean, when Parker and Foley want to go, let them go. You know, it's that kind of thing. MJ Merkel, the hometown guy, really giving him the business there. Ivashkin missing a glove.
They sent Brett Parker to the penalty box. I think that's a little bit of a misunderstanding. He should probably be heading to the locker room. Merkel and Ivashkin bumping up the crowd as they make their way off of the ice.
I mean, when you're Foley, why are you going into somebody's skate like that? Going with your foot underneath, pulling a guy's leg out from under him, just not an acceptable thing.
And look who it is right by the door. It's none other than Taylor the Butcher Cutting. And he's giving the guys some high fives, sticking up for each other on the way out. He'll be back in the lineup tomorrow night.
And I'm guaranteeing, I'm just gonna guess here. I think the Butcher's taking some receipts on that one, writing down some numbers. Like, okay, I know who I need to find next game. Let him know. To quote Slim Shady, let me reintroduce or say Jay-Z, let me reintroduce myself. Jeez, Brooks. Got me so hot and dropping bad rap calls. I don't understand those. Just send them to the showers early, Brooks. You guys got 2 guys in the Port Huron books right now. Just send them into the showers. Let them go to the showers. They're clear. Ice is clear. Send them to the showers.
25 seconds left to go here. And it looks like Merkel, Ivashkin, and Parker are all just hanging out by the door, ready to join the post-game party.
I believe that was Merkel, the same cadence that Merkel was bouncing ahead of Christian Whitecomb for the Prowlers.
This is going to be a fun one to recap. Don't forget, folks, we have the La Quinta Inn and Suites post-game show and the Budweiser 3 stars of the game as well before we send it off into tonight. Alex, we still get to do this tomorrow.
I know, Brooks. It's almost like we've done too much too early. And who's, let's see, Brooks, 94 for the Port Huron Prowlers headed out early. That's Foley getting an early rest and early chance at the showers. Maybe get the pregame meal done a little early as well. And then Dan Chartron is also in the penalty box for Port Huron. You have to think he's headed to the showers early anyways. If he's sitting in the penalty box, there's 25 seconds left. You might as well send him anyways. Maybe he just needs a little bit of a break there, Brooks. You know, he's been pulling pucks out of his net all night long. It's a lot to do for somebody. Really tires you out. Maybe just needed a quick sit, hang out with the penalty box guys, get a little chat going on.
Crowd tonight of 3,200 on Friday. We are expecting more tomorrow night as well. And why not go ahead and get your ticket now at BinghamtonBlackBears.com. The puck drops at 7 o'clock.
And you know what tomorrow night is, Brooks?
It's bobblehead night presented by our friends at IBM.
Yes.
First 1,000 fans getting a Bingo the Black Bear bobblehead.
IBM is such a huge part of this community. Like E.J. Johnson was back in the day, IBM's still around, still supporting the local community, and we're so happy to have them be a part of our game day experience with National Bobblehead Night. It's going to be a tangled web of lies and deceit to figure out what's going on in this penalty box, Brooks. I mean, it's going to be a bunch of different penalties, a bunch of different numbers. Maybe we get a few misconducts on top of there. It's going to be a fun one.
Off the top of my head, this might be the largest margin of victory this season in the FPHL. I have to double check before I put it in an official write-up. But this has been what's taken so long. You got Black Bears waiting by the door. You got Prowlers in the showers.
Prowlers might already be in their hotel rooms, Brooks, at this point.
Don't go anywhere, folks. We have the La Quinta Inn and Suites post-game show. We're trying to tie a bow up on this one. If you're wearing green and black tonight, though, you're going to be going home happy.
If you're wearing white and red, you're going to be a little sad.
Let's go. Let's go.
I'm going to guess it's just 15 minutes worth of penalties, 5 for everybody. Send them to the shower. Counting 5 Black Bears on the ice right now, including our friend Justin Coachman. 25, we're nowhere to be found on the ice, Brooks. Wonder why.
I think because he got sent into the locker room.
Did he get sent to the locker room earlier, or did he do it by choice?
I think the officials escorted him off.
Like the Tootsie Rolls, we'll never know, Brooks.
Puck is knocked up right into midair. Final 20 seconds left to go. Black Bears will get their 4th win in a row.
Huron penalty number 94, Evan Foley.
I feel bad for Frank Perney right now. He has to go through all these penalties and make the announcements.
Port Huron penalty number 21, Dan Chartrand, 2 minutes unsportsmanlike and a 10-minute misconduct.
And Boilar does a good job dancing around some guys.
46,
Final count. Black Bears 13, Port Huron 2.
The penalty's so long, Brooks, he didn't even get through it by the time the game ended.
We're going to step aside, come back. La Quinta Inn and Suites post-game show after these messages. Don't go anywhere, folks. More to come on Fox 1430 Binghamton.
Huron Prowlers 2. Shots on goal in the 3rd period for the Prowlers. 6, a total of 26. And for your Black Bears, 16, a total of 24. Let's hear it one more time for your Black Bears for a franchise record. Fans, it's now time for tonight's Rocco J. Testani Budweiser 3 stars of the game. Your 3rd star of the game from the Black Bears with 2 goals, 1 assist, number 17, Tyson Kirkby. Your 2nd star of the game from the Black Bears with 2 goals, 2 assists, number 8, Nikita Ivashkin. And your 1st star of the game with a hat trick and 3 assists, number 88, Brett Parker. That's your Rocco J. Testani Budweiser 3 stars of the game. Fans, we thank you so much for coming out tonight and supporting your Black Bears. Have a plan to get home safely. Your team is back home tomorrow night. It's a rematch against these same Port Huron Prowlers. Puck drop is scheduled scheduled for 7 p.m.
Welcome
And
back
it's
into the La
bobblehead
Quinta
night.
Inn
Don't
and
forget to
Suites
get here
post-game
early and get
show.
your bobblehead
Wow,
presented by
what a night.
IBM.
Where
First
do you
1,000
start
fans will get a bobblehead,
then
so
the
get here
beginning?
early.
Time for
Single game and season
the
tickets
Binghamton
are on
Hockey
sale.
Booster Club
Visit
highlights and
blackbears.com.
Alex, we got 13 to go through here.
We're gonna go. We might be here honestly until tomorrow, until next game starts. Going through all these.
If we were going to recap all 13 goals one by one, we would be here all night. Tyson Kirkby got the scoring started. That really set the tone. They add on with Josh Newberry, Gino